staying the way it seems? Can you feel my love buzz? 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 Do you believe me when I tell you you are the queen of my heart? Please don't deceive me when I tell you that you're staying the way it seems. Can you feel my love buzz? 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 Do you believe me when I tell you you are the queen of my heart? Please don't deceive me when I tell you that you're staying the way it seems. Can you feel my love buzz? Can you feel my love buzz? Can you feel my love buzz? Can you feel my love buzz?
Here is a mesmerizing display of volcanic lightning during an eruption in the Philippines in 2020.
A friendly rhinoceros passes through a village.
The waters of Australia's Lake Hillier are bubblegum pink due to a mixture of bacteria and algae, and the great thing is, it's totally safe to swim in.
Orcas in Alaska come to say hi.
Whoa, dude! Mouth shut. Oh my god, you guys. Whoa. Oh my god.
The incredible sight of a cave being illuminated by millions of glowworms.
This is after the meat, though. Come on. Who's my girl, huh? Who's my girl, huh? Hey. So she knew. Ano doang ni? Tuh. Di sini doang nih hujan nih. Ini di sini doang hujan, lihat. Nih. Luar biasa, kok bisa ya? Kok bisa ya?
Oh my gosh, I just fed a moose. This is insane.
That's crazy.
I want to pet him. Yeah, you like that, Steve?
Yeah.
It's yummy,
Good
huh?
job.
You like it, Steve?
Real Alaska Adventures. Eat your heart out, Sarah Palin.
We're gonna share. We're gonna share.
She's fine.
You want some, Steve?
You ready? Is it on camcorder? No, it's on picture.
Where's my phone?
Good morning, my beauties and bees, and welcome to another installment of Live from the Hive. I'm your host, the bombastic Miss Bumblebee, here to bring you yet another exciting show. It is Saturday, January 24th, 2026. I can't believe it's 2026. I never thought I'd live to see the day. I remember when we were looking forward to 2000. Remember tonight we're going to party like it's 1999. It was like, oh, futuristic. That's like over a quarter of a century in the past now. Wild times that we live in. And I never thought I'd get to experience living under a fascist dictatorship, but here we are. But I digress. Good morning, everybody. We've got a good crowd this morning. Hello, everybody. And I do want to shout out to the lovely Who's Your Buddy, who always comes through and gifted out some memberships. And they went to Gornser. They went to Ryan Donovan, Shellroth, Puck, Daddy Cool Cokes, bigzebra.com. And that's a real website too. If you can go to it and see Big Zebra's website. Ninjester, Kelly, Queen Detroit Atheist, My Unfinished Sock got one, and Al Trucker got one. And then Ben reminded everybody that I'm so close to 1.4K. I really am. I'm like less than. It goes up and down a little bit, but I'm. I need one more subscriber. I'm literally here. I'll show you guys. You can see this. It's all right. Yeah, I need one more. So look at that. Hold on, I gotta share it. Give me just a second. Doodle doo. Bum bum bum. Sure, there we go. Yeah, look, $13.99. Isn't that funny? But we get to the deep sea soon. We have to do polls first. Yeah, we're gonna do polls. Don't worry, we got polls coming. But I did want to say, when it comes to Ben's stream, you need to stick around after the show. So we'll do Cryptic Corner, and we do our Weekend Weird, and then we do the Breeze Bestiary at the end to wrap it up. And this channel will direct you right over to Ben's. So that will be like a chain, and Ben will connect you over to somebody, and so on and so forth. And we might even get back to me and Ember tonight, because me and Ember are doing a review of Helen Joyce. What is it? Helen Joyce versus. She sent it to me. I don't know who this other Helen is. But there's a debate, and we'll see how it goes. Me and Ember are going to review it. It's a trans debate, so that should be interesting. Good morning, everybody, though. It's good to see everybody. I wish I got a big crowd like this, though. Going through and saying hi to everybody it's kind of tedious, but hi, my lovelies. I've been dropping some links and showing creators how to drop a link to their channel. Good morning. though. I just want to say good morning to everybody. All the familiar faces and some faces I haven't seen for a little while, like Alias Fake Name. Goodness gracious, it's been a minute. Glad to see ya. And Dee's been back for a couple of weeks, but Dee was busy on Saturday mornings for a while there too. So it's good to see you back. And there's my Sandy lurking. So it's good. It's good to see everybody. And Spooky's here, so it's time to get things started. Let's look at the polls. So, for Weird With It, this is like a really tight poll. Look how tight this poll is. Hydrokinesis has been on here the longest, so it won. That's what we're doing today. So I'll be getting some kind of container, a vessel of water, probably a glass, like a beer stein or something, and we'll try to use our telekinesis or hydrokinesis. Oh my gosh, our hydrokinesis to control it. That's what we have coming up for our Weekend Weird. Now, other things that are going to be on the poll for next week, just to keep you all up to date on what these are, in case you're not familiar with any of it. The new kid on the block was the Hand of Glory. It's a hand with fingers that are wicks. Sometimes I won't get into too much of the lore, but it's used for magical stuff. We're going to talk about it. We got Bells of Tartaria. You know I love Tartaria, and everything about Tartaria is a conspiracy. But why were bells so important to early 19th century society? Was it because of the reset in 1776? We're going to find out. So vote for that, and we'll watch that. And then we had mystical martial arts. So a lot of martial arts tie in mysticism and spirituality into their practice. There's nothing wrong with that, of course. You can do that all you want, but some martial arts hinge entirely on mysticism. So so that's what we're going to explore. Things like I'm going to say it right now, like a keto. Yeah. So that's what you vote for if you vote for that. That's what we'll cover. And we're going to look at some silly people doing silly dances and pretending they're fighting. Then for Cryptic Corner today, we're actually doing the Pale Crawlers. They won. They won cleanly. Amityville Reprise has been on here for a long time. There's more ghost topics I'd like to get to at some point, but we got to get past Amityville first. So if you like ghosts and want to make sure I cover plenty more ghost stuff, we got to move this down, because the message I'm getting right now is that you all prefer cryptids and aliens to ghosts and supernatural things, which I love doing supernatural things and ghost stuff because they're the easiest to debunk. They're the funnest to debunk. And they have the silliest, the silliest lore behind them. I love doing the phantom monks and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll get back to it. I'm sure. I'm sure eventually this will win the poll. But it's been pulling up the end there. Now we also have this was our new kid on the block, the Australian Bigfoot, the Yowie. Well, it's not. Is it a Bigfoot? Is it? Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna look into it. Maybe it's a marsupial convergent evolution. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to do hydrokinesis. Don't you worry. We're going to swirl glasses of water around like these dudes on the videos. Oh, that's the poll alarm. Making sure I get to the poll. It used to be the Cryptic Corner alarm. We used to start Cryptic Corner now, but I like to push Cryptic Corner back just a little bit to make sure that we have a well-balanced show. Now, Globster is the other thing on here, and if you don't know what a Globster is, it's the most famous one was in St. Augustine, Florida, and we're going to talk about that one specifically. But there's a lot of Globsters to cover, and it'll be fun. We're going to look at different pictures of them and look at different theories about them. Look at the different evidence. You'll love it. It's fun. It's fun stuff. So that's our Cryptic Corner that we're gonna do is Pale Crawlers. So stick around for that. So we got Pale Crawlers coming up, and then we're doing Hydrokinesis, and then we're going to look at deep sea anglers, also known as black devilfish, and talk about their weird reproductive strategies and things like that. It'll be fun. So stick around. and you're going to learn hydrokinesis. You know what you'll be able to do with hydrokinesis? Someone makes you mad, you can splash them. Just splash them. But like, they'll be like drinking from their coffee or whatever, and be like, "Huh, you're some kind of slur," and then you go, and then their coffee splashes up in their face. You can't be held responsible for that. You didn't do it. What, are they really claiming that you can make their coffee splash by doing this with your hand? No, that's a magical claim. That's silly. But I'm going to teach you how to do it with the power of your mind. So stick around. That's going to be... that's the part of the show I'm looking forward to the most. I do like pale crawlers, but... pale crawlers are an interesting cryptid. Oh, they have a variety of folklore attached to them, so we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, and you'll see this about the moth that drinks tears from birds in Madagascar. What does your moth drink from? All right. All right. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to see you guys over in Cryptic Corner in just a moment. Gotta get through our daily stuff real quick. So I'll be back with Cryptic Corner in just a moment.
In the morning when I leave my den, I'm moisturized with the tears of men. Stir my tea with a crucifix. I'm an ugly and nasty. Call me bitch. In the evening when I'm on the rag, I just rip out a couple of American flags. Take a nice hot bath in the blood of the rich. I'm an ugly and nasty. Call me bitch. I try to think, but it hurts my brain, so I have an abortion or find champagne. I'm a Jezebel, I'm a wicked witch. I'm an ugly and nasty. Call me bitch. Weekends when I want some fun, castrate a man, take away his gun, drive a classic car into a ditch. I'm an ugly and nasty. Call me bitch. Well, I know I am, but what are you? Some fascist bootleg Nazi tool? A whiny boy with a tiny dick, or a dumb fuck redneck backward hick? Did I get it right? Did I peg you yet? Maybe we don't know who we ain't met. Maybe nobody wins, but the already rich. If you're a dumb redneck and I'm a commie.
All right, hello, my beauties and bees. Welcome to another installment of Cryptic Corner, where we explore the unexplained, the supernatural, the paranormal and hidden, the mysterious, the alien, the accursed, and the forbidden. I'm your host, Miss Bumblebee. Welcome to the show. Today we are looking at a quintessential classic, a staple of cryptozoology. And there's a reason for that, too, and we'll talk about it. But what are we talking about? Well, we are talking about the pale crawlers. Now, I'll tell you right now, there's no shortage of pale crawler content out there, right? There's no shortage of videos of pale crawlers, stories about pale crawlers, origins of pale crawlers. Look at this. because pale crawlers can be connected to skinwalkers. They can be connected to aliens. They can be connected to the Slender Man through the rake. They can be connected to, you see grays right here specifically. They got grays. This is the in-between. She covers this topic a lot. They can also be linked with escaped mental patients. They can be linked with ghosts. Pale crawlers are so versatile and so varied that just the notion of a pale crawler, it can be applicable across the spectrum, because they can be anything from a supernatural entity to a crazy person living in the woods, to a monster, to a skinwalker, to an alien. They can be all of those things, or any of those things, or none of those things, or mysteries, like the rake, where you don't really know what it's supposed to be or what its origins are. But if you look, the in-between is a channel that does a lot of creepypasta style stories, but like almost half of this list is the in-between. And while I like the in-between and I like her storytelling techniques and stuff, we've covered her before. And she just spends a lot of time with it, just like her talking to the camera. And I'd rather see some images and videos of pale crawlers. So hopefully, well, this one seems like it just has a lot of travel on the roads and stuff. But we'll see. They got to be the right length, and all of these are really long too. I pulled this up specifically to let you guys see how much content there is on pale crawlers alone. So there's 53 videos. Some of them are shorter, like 5 or 3 minutes, but some of them are stupid long, like an hour long. I'm not saying there's anything stupid about them being long. They're just crazy long. So obviously there's no way we get through even a portion of these. But oh, look, there's Hammerson Peters. Yeah, we know that channel. Mysteries of Rakes, parahumanoid crawlers. Yeah, so rake and a pale crawler are basically the same thing. The rake is just like the creepypasta name for it. But it's linked with Slender Man through Marble Hornets, which is where Slender Man really had its breakout development, where it went from being like stills and stuff to actually a series of found footage type encounters. But yeah, there's a whole ton of these videos though. Look at that. People love pale crawlers. Do you guys like pale crawlers? I mean, I get it if you don't. They're kind of I don't want to say they're vanilla, but they're how would you describe them? Like I said, they're quintessential. They're like part of the lore, but they're like the red shirts of cryptozoology. Let's see. But it depends on which kind of crawler you're talking about too, because some of them are more powerful than others, or have more supernatural abilities or whatever. They crawl up walls and stuff. And like I said, some of them are just crazy people in the woods, but we'll see. They all often have like glowing eyes and stuff too. This has not deer encounters included in it. Why is that on here? Those are not pale crawlers. Get off of my list. And there's a werewolf. But there's the rake. Okay. Yeah, these are... Alright, let's see. Hopefully, royalty-free music.
In these stories, the behavior of the creatures range.
The music's over now. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't copyrighted. I don't know. But let me know how the audio is.
Seeming to be curious, aggressive and malicious as if hunting or stalking, to just plain bizarre. In fact, in one story, based on the bizarre behavior of the creature, it may not be a crawler at all. Alright, let's get to the stories. The first story of this episode comes to us from Eastern Kentucky. The original poster, or OP, does not say exactly.
That's another one that gets linked with pale crawlers. The Appalachian Mountain Wildmen. They get wrangled up in there too.
Where the events of this encounter took place. Until the night of the events of this story, the OP had never encountered anything paranormal. He and his friend, who we will call Jay, rode over to their friend's house on their dirt bikes to have a sleepover, with two brothers who will be known as S and B for the telling of this story. The home they were staying in sat on...
Did you bring enough donuts for me? I love donuts. Donuts are my favorite. Voodoo donuts. I had a voodoo burger the other night, and it had like Cajun sauce on it, and it was super spicy, and I was like, oh! Had indigestion. I had to take my medication. It was a whole ordeal, but it was good. That's the thing with spicy food. And I just got to be prepared for it. I got to be able to. I'm like Batman when it comes to taking down spicy food. I can take it down, but I need prep time. I can take down any spicy food.
Farmland in the middle of the woods. They spent the day riding their dirt bikes before going to the store to pick up some fireworks to set off that night. They stopped riding when it got dark around 7 p.m. and brought out the fireworks to have a little fun, starting with firecrackers, fountains, and other smaller fireworks.
Setting the forest on fire. If and you haven't had voodoo, you ain't had donuts. I want voodoo donuts. When I come to the Austin area next time, I'm going to look you up, John Hudson, and we're going to have some voodoo donuts and hang out and talk. You can show me around your property. I know you got a lot of stuff going on. So you got a lot of choring that you do, so I know there's a lot going on. Who wants to hear a donut joke? Anyone? Sure, I'll hear your donut joke, D. Who's the most popular guy at the nude beach? Is the donut guy? Yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with John Hudson and have donuts. I wish I'd been able to look you up when I was there last time. I was tethered to other people, or I would have come and visited you. There's a few people in the Austin area that I would have wanted to visit if I was like on my own, but it is what it is.
That was until his friend Jay suggested they have a Roman candle fight. During the fight, the boys had stopped to grab some more fireworks when they heard a whoosh.
Now, a Roman candle fight, I don't know if kids do that anymore these days very much, but when I was a kid, that's what you spent most of the month of June doing, like from about June 20th until maybe mid-July, depending on how quickly you ran out of the fireworks that you got. But Roman candles, I liked bottle rocket fights more. The fun thing about Roman candles, though, is you can pretend you're like in Star Wars and that you're dodging Imperial Trooper blasters. So that's the fun part about Roman candles. Bottle rockets aren't really like that. They're more like missiles. But yeah, that's what I liked about Roman candle fights. I used to, like, by the end of summer, my shirts, well, it's funny because I'm wearing this shirt right now. And it would, it has all these little holes in it, but my shirts would all look like this at the end of summer. That's why it was good that we were going school clothes shopping, because holding bottle rockets out, right? They spray sparks back at you, and then of course getting hit by anything is going to spray you with sparks. Yeah, we could have really hurt ourselves, though. I don't recommend doing this to anybody. Yeah. Shooting bottle rockets off of your bicycle. I always like that movie Silver Bullet with was it Corey? It's Corey Haim, right? Yeah, it's like a little kid that's in a wheelchair, and he has his wheelchair like set up with like bottle rockets and stuff. Or no, well, I don't think he has his wheelchair set up, but he just like launches a bottle rocket from his wheelchair into like a werewolf's eye. It's pretty cool.
Out to be a Roman candle that got shot into the grass, but that was something they figured out later. The sound prompted S to say he thought it was a Wendigo. This comment resulted in an argument between brothers as S and B got into it about whether or not a Wendigo could even be in Kentucky. The argument ended with a pillow fight on their trampoline, and when it was done, the OP
so many of my arguments end with a pillow fight on a trampoline. It's not even joking. Not even kidding. But why would you just, you hear something in the woods and instead of, oh, it's a deer or a squirrel or a coyote or a bunny rabbit, it's got to be a Wendigo? Why? It's been a minute since I've seen The Gate. I like the little Harryhausen style stop motion demons though. Those are so cool. The little guys.
Suggested they sleep on the trampoline that night. The boys agreed and they settled in, but around 9 or 10 p.m., the OP and Jay saw coyotes in the woods across the street. The OP did not like wild animals and the sight of the coyotes freaked him out, so they decided to head back inside. Plus, the stench of death hung heavy in the air, smelling like, the OP describes, like a dead animal he figured the coyotes had just killed. When going inside, the boys left their pillows and blankets on the trampoline. The sleepover continued for about an hour before they realized that their bedding was still outside. The OP and Jay were volunteered to go retrieve them. Actually, the OP admits that he is very afraid of the dark and begged Jay
to... like a kid's telling spooky stories, though, is what this sounds like.
Go with him. Jay agreed, and they headed out onto the porch, going down the stairs and
That's
making their
what it
way over
was.
to the trampoline.
The wheelchair had rocket like boosters or whatever. Had like a V8 engine on it or something.
The OP followed behind Jay, holding on to the back of his shirt the entire way, while Jay worked the flashlight. The OP was keeping a close eye on the woods across the street to his right.
I do not condone doing the idiotic things that I did when I was a kid. No, not at all. I've jumped off cliffs and jumped out of trees into ponds and all kinds of crazy stuff. Walked on railroad tracks. Did all the bad stuff. I don't want anybody else to do that because people get killed doing that shit. I was just dumb. I had my Stand By Me childhood, but does not mean that I would wish that on anybody else to be put in those situations or to make the choices that I did. just saying for disclaimers purposes, I'm not condoning any of those behaviors. That's bad stuff that I did that I probably should not have been doing, at least not at the age that I was when I did it. But that list is really long of all the things that I did that I don't think anybody else should do. Yeah, do not, flattening coins on the railroad tracks. I did that. So I've been there. Yeah, campfire stories. Exactly. It's like something scouts would tell.
Where the coyotes had earlier been seen, when he heard a thud to his left. There is a group of 4 trees in that direction, all of which are split at the base of the trunk and are shaped like a V. He prompted Jay to point the flashlight in that direction, but they didn't see anything, so they continued toward the trampoline. They kept going before another thump sounded, this time much louder than the first. Jay also heard the sound this time, and when he shined his light on the trees, that's when they saw what was making the noise. Between the second and third trees, they see a creature that was walking alongside them. It had just ducked behind the third tree when the light hit it, but then it stood up in the middle of the natural V that the tree created. The creature was very tall and incredibly skinny, with its ribs showing through its skin. This thing's skin was bright white and glowed softly in the light when it hit it.
Oh, it was glowing.
The OP says the eyes were the scariest part.
minimizing it instead of pausing it when I hit that. That's annoying. This was a bioluminescent pale crawler. That's a special category. So a lot of you all think pale crawlers are interesting. There's, excuse me, there's 11 votes, and looks like only a couple people said no. So, I know they're yeah. The word I was looking for them, which is ironic because pale, is vanilla. Like pale crawlers are sometimes something of a vanilla cryptid, or like a cryptid that you can slap any kind of lore on, right? Like, oh, hey Samantha, hey babe, that you could, you know, these people are in Kentucky, right? So I gotta clear my throat. Hold on. So these people are in Kentucky, these kids, right? And Kentucky has the Appalachian wildman, which we've covered before. Let me see if I have a link to that, because we did cover that not too terribly long ago. Let's see, Smoky Mountain Wildman. Here we go. And I'll drop that in the side chat here so you all can go check that out too. And that's the thing. And you could, if this was near, if this was in like out here in New Mexico or something, they'd be like, oh, connecting it to skinwalkers or connecting it to UFOs or something along those lines. It just
art, which were two reflective orbs that were a dark gray black color. He says they reflected the flashlight beams back at them. Its extremely large hands were holding on to the tree with its long fingers wrapping around the trunk. The OP screamed at the sight of this thing while Jay stood and stared in shock after dropping the flashlight.
That's because
the OP yanked him by his shirt, which he was
Pete's sake. That's, I think, where'd they go? Robert Maywell said they're pretty new as far as cryptids go, and I'm agreeing with that. They're kind of a phenomena of the home recording device era. They're the easiest cryptids to accidentally catch on camera when you see somebody running around buck naked, and or you catch someone on camera buck naked and they crouch down or try to hide, run behind a tree, drop down and crawl. Like when you catch somebody on camera, generally that's or even when you catch a glimpse of somebody, that's what it looks like, a pale crawler. At least it was a white person.
still holding on to, and the boys took off running for the house.
I still haven't fixed that frickin' timer, the cryptozoologist of coffee one, and the link doesn't work for whatever reason. I need to fix that. I think I have to put the HTTP on it.
Jay fell behind and tripped going up the stairs as the OP...
But you can do that. You can copy and paste it too if you really want to. If you want to buy me a coffee, which I encourage because that's the best way to get donations to me directly. That goes like to me, like I could get it today if I needed it. But channel memberships are also great if you like, because you're able to. It's for you guys that you're able to post like the Bigfoot footprints and stuff like that. Have all fun in the side chat there. In super chats, obviously you get those read out loud. So if you super chat, that works too. Just do know that YouTube takes I think 35% or something of anything that you donates through their services, whereas the Buy Me Coffee does not. But my the Bug Bottle also dropped my link tree, and on my link tree there's links to other ways that you can help support and to get other things in return for that. I do make other types of content as well, so if you know where to look, you'll find that as well. I don't know what the deal is with this prompt. Like, it
raced
makes
up
it
the
pause.
stairs and across the porch
Like,
for the
watch. Oh, now it's not going to do it, but like it was minimizing it.
door. He opened the door and waited for Jay to run through before slamming it, locking it, and shutting the curtains. S and B had been putting on their shoes when the OP and Jay came bursting into the house. They heard him scream at the top of his lungs and were coming to check things out. Jay, who was now standing on the couch at this point, started trying to tell them what happened while the OP started hyperventilating. He says
Thank you, Ember. Yeah, send Bree's money. Bree likes money.
he has anxiety and asthma, and seeing this creature...
Actually, that's totally bullshit. Bree hates money, but Bree needs money. So, like, I hate capitalism. Oh, what a coincidence.
triggered an asthma attack. It was the first one he had had in years. S was bewildered by the account. The OP started crying during his attack and did so for about an hour. Afterward, he could not go to sleep until about 3 in the morning. He woke up the next day, packed his things, and
Wait,
had
this
his...
all happened before 3 in the morning? I thought this was like at 3 in the morning. That's a weak-ass sleepover. We weren't even halfway through the movie marathon by midnight.
parents come get him. He ends his post saying that if anyone has any answers, he would like to hear them.
Yeah.
This to me sounds...
It was like a neighbor, like, who likes to walk around naked outside at night and saw boys and, like, hid because he didn't want them to see his junk. That's my guess. Or, like, not even that he likes to walk around naked at night. Maybe, like, he lets his dog out at night after he like, gets out of bed in the middle of the night to let his dog out and he's naked. Or realizes that he left his window down. I mean, it could be in tidy whities or something, but, yeah. With any luck, humanity will suddenly and unanimously cast capitalism aside. I hope so. We who hate it need it most, unfortunately. That's the problem, right? When they say that money can't buy happiness, I just answer with Burger King. I have superstition about Burger King, so I don't even eat there, but yeah.
It's like a crawler. And we once again have a cryptid story where the creature is following alongside the person having the encounter. It's almost like they are so curious by people that they want to follow them so they can watch them, or begin stalking them like I've heard in other stories and those I've told on this channel. It could also be hunting them, waiting for its chance to strike. Given the normally sinister, aggressive nature of crawlers, this is definitely a possibility. I'm just glad that
I gotta say though, of all the the cryptids to be attacked by, I think I could take a crawler. I think if push come to shove, I'd use the gun show to pummel his scrawny naked ass. I'd be like pop pop pop. Yeah, I'm not even I'm not a violent person, but don't get all creepy crawly on me. Are you okay? Henry's behind me, by the way. So you mess with the bull, you get the horns. This guy will rip your face off. Henry loves to hang out with me in my room when it's like chill like this. He's such a chill dude and just sits back on the bed. Good morning, Simply Secular Dave. Good morning. Did Sapphire just arrive too? I don't know who's just now getting here. Henry, don't start barking. You have to go outside. He's gonna start barking. Henry. Is there a pale crawler outside, boy? Is there a pale crawler out there? Come here. Come here. Say hi to everybody. They want to see you. Come here. Come here. Come on, puppy. This is Mr. Henry. This is Ben's pride and joy here. He likes to spend time with his favorite Aunt Bree, though. He's such a good boy. But he always thinks that there's danger outside. All right, let's go. Come on. All right.
Always had the
Henry's such a good boy, but yeah, he wanted to stir. He's been like napping back there. He wants to get up and start stirring. Usually, he wants to go out there.
good sense to get out of there and that they made it back to the house safely. What do you think they saw that night? And what do you think its intentions were?
Yeah, theoretically, there's normal sinister nature. Yeah, because they're so well known that they have a nature. I just explained again that they go across this huge spectrum. Well, it's a pale crawler's the attacker, Miranda. They're not people. Well, sometimes they are, but yeah. But like a pale crawler could be an alien, a mutant, a skinwalker, a supernatural creature, a fairy. They could be all sorts of different things. Obviously, it's a Toadash creature. Yeah, from Stephen King's Toadash Darkness. It does kind of have Toadash creature vibes. Recurring crawler sightings. Now we're cooking.
The next story comes from southeastern
Hopefully this one's not from like little bitty kids, but
Georgia, where the original poster has seen a creature he believes to be a crawler or skinwalker while driving at night. The reason he thinks it might be a skinwalker is due to the weird appearances of animals that seem to coincide with the encounters. The OP describes the creature as being 6 to 6.5 feet tall, emaciated, and having skin that looks as if it has been severely burned. The closest image he has seen that he can compare to this is the Rake. The Rake is, of course, a fake entity created for the use in creepypasta stories, but is the image.
Yes, but the Rake is the pale crawler. The Rake is like the fictional version of a pale crawler. It's just a fictional name with some modern fake lore tacked onto it. That's how fake lore works, though. I mean, but pale crawler sightings are a thing. I mean, people do see and capture videos of pale crawlers. Oh, John Hudson, I love you, babe. Thank you so much. You are so sweet. John Hudson, always helping out. Give John some love, everybody. Thank you so much. Couldn't be because the rake is made up, right? That's the thing. Those are poopy crawlers, not creepy crawlers. Oh, the ones with the crawl on the floor aren't crawlers, cute little babies on the floor. Nah, not pale crawlers anyway. There's the Fresno Nightcrawler too, which is a completely different enemy. The Nightcrawler is different from a pale crawler. So let's keep up. We've done Nightcrawlers before too, though. Let me see if I can find that. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I did. Fresno Nightcrawler. January 14th, 2022. Oh my gosh, that's going to be super old. How do I look in that one? It's so bizarre. No, we're not sharing that. We'll have to redo that. That's pre-transition, Bree, doing the Fresno Nightcrawler. So we'll have to do a new one.
That is most closely associated with a crawler. He posted his story with other crawler stories because that is the closest cryptid this being resembles. He has seen more than one of these creatures on 3 separate occasions and says it is the only time he has felt real fear in his life.
Doom, doom, doom.
The first encounter he had with this creature was while he was driving his friends home late one night. He had a car full of people and they all saw the same thing. As the car rounded a corner, they see...
I've been a pub crawler before, Simply Secular Dave. Not gonna lie. We actually did a pub crawl for Pride. We did a Pride pub crawl. It was fun. And we had, the Creepy Crawlers theme. Creepy Crawlers.
previously described creature standing in the middle of the road directly in front of the car. The OP hit his brakes while closing his eyes out of reflex. As he opened them, the car had just driven over the spot where the creature had just been standing, but it was nowhere to be seen. He kept driving, and after a moment of disbelief, they mentioned the being out loud. As soon as they did, the OP got the unmistakable feeling that he was being followed. He sped up to 80 miles an hour in an attempt to leave this thing behind, and because he was trying to get his friends home before their curfew, which was fast approaching.
If you went 88.6 miles, or 86.8? I can't remember. One of those will make you go back in time, though. And you can get your friends there before they even left.
This was on a winding back road out in the country. They had almost reached their destination when he got the overwhelming feeling of danger both behind and in front of him. That's when he saw either a small cat or kitten walking down the road in front of his car, parallel to the yellow line directly in front of the driver's side tire.
Not gonna lie, your rainy background here is making me kind of sleepy. You gotta get your DeLorean up to 88 miles an hour to get the flux capacitor to work. That's just how time travel works.
He swerved and missed the cat, but it didn't seem to notice the car and just kept walking straight ahead. It was too dark to see if the cat remained in the road after they passed it. Before that night, the OP says he has only seen an animal in the road once. But after this strange encounter, he started seeing animals at least once a week. Every so often, he also felt the same feeling of being followed and danger while driving those back roads.
Okay, your sudden awareness of animals in the road doesn't mean that there aren't animals in the road before. You just hadn't noticed it before until you almost hit one, and now you're conscious of them. Pretty... Yeah, if you're crawling at 80 miles an hour... That's a speed crawler, yeah. I can't pub crawl that fast. Usually I wear heels on a pub crawl, and I'm like waddling behind everybody because I'm in heels. If my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, we're going to see some serious shit, says Doc Brown, as portrayed by Christopher Lloyd in Back to the Future. I see animals at least once a week. Depending on where you live, it's going to be different. Or whether it's going to be just like house cats and possums, or maybe raccoons or deer. Some places you might see bear or armadillos. Out here you see roadrunners a lot. I think pretty much everywhere you see vultures, at least during the day. Dogs. I think dogs might be the most common thing you see. Obviously, during the day, too, you get reptiles that are sunning themselves on the pavement, like turtles and snakes and lizards. And the decent thing to do when you see a turtle or a snake on the road is to try to shoo it off the road. Obviously, don't put yourself in danger of a snake, but,
His next encounter happened while he was once again driving someone home, and, according to him, this was the scariest out of the 3 encounters. It was in the same general area as the first encounter, about 2 miles away. He got about halfway to his destination when the unsettling feeling of being followed once again came over him. It happened so often, though, that he had gotten used to it. He was driving in a wooded area that he was unfamiliar with, but just being there sent a jolt of fear through him. He says it was the first time in his
Bugbot, behave yourself.
Life that he had felt true fear. He mentioned this to his friend, who agreed and told him there had been some scary occurrences in the area, but said no more about the matter. When they
see, like a pale crawler probably wouldn't do very good in the snow right now. Like, I don't think that because like think about a Sphinx cat or a hairless dog. They're always shivery and cold. I mean, humans are basically the Sphinx cats of the ape world, right? But like, they're always cold. So I don't think they would do well in the snow. they'd be camouflaged in the snow though because they're pale. But there was a few countries that have recently outlawed Sphinx cats because of the health problems.
Reached his friend's house, the OP pulled up as close as he could to the front door. He did this because his friend lived on land that had a wooded front yard, and he didn't want him to have to walk that far. After his friend made it inside, the OP began backing his car up to leave. This is when he felt the presence of a creature behind him. But what he saw was a creature run through the yard in front of him. It was a different creature that matched the same description as the first, 6 to 6.5 feet tall, emaciated, and closely resembling the rake. The only difference was, and this is how he knew it was a different creature, is that this being was bigger than the first one he had seen.
So what if pale crawlers, or rakes, whatever you want to call them, what if they are actually a Sasquatch, a Sphinx Sasquatch, like a Sphinx cat, but a Sasquatch version? Huh?
Doesn't say if he means a little bit taller or bulkier though, just bigger than the first. It ran behind a shelter in his friend's yard. The OP once again had the feeling come over him that he was in immediate danger, except this was the second creature he had seen, and there could possibly be two in his immediate vicinity. He sped down the driveway and onto the dirt road, but as he passed a wall to his right, a dog jumped out of the brush from a ledge and landed in the road. It did.
And misinterpretation says, if you take a turtle off the road, make sure to take it the direction it was going. Otherwise, they'll just go on the road again. That's true. Everybody got snow but us. I have four-wheel drive and 4 snow tires and tire chains and freaky dry roads. We didn't get snow. We don't get snow down here. At least not anything that accumulates. I'm in southern New Mexico though. The snow does fall here in this area, but it's up on the mountain. Not up on the mountains, not down here in the desert. Every now and then they get dustings down here. We got like 2 dustings in El Paso last year. El Paso is just up the road, but and it's like on the very, very western tip of Texas. But other than like a dusting that's gone before the sun gets up in the sky, doesn't really snow here. But we've been getting actually we've been getting pounded with rain the last 2 days, relatively speaking, for how much rain we usually get around here. I was speaking to a local when I was getting my hair done yesterday, and she was like, yeah, it's the last couple of years I've seen more rain here than I've seen in my entire life. So climate change.
Did not chase his car, but rather just stood there barking as he swerved around it. After he passed it, it just stood there staring. He drove straight home and did not come to a full stop the entire way. The third encounter, this poor guy...
Bro, that wasn't a pale crawler, that was just a dog. Yeah. That's the thing too, John Hudson, when it does snow down here, when they do get like a snow snap through, people don't know how to handle it. But yeah, in El Paso, every snow that I experienced while I was living there, it was gone before noon. It was like all the snow was gone before noon.
With what he perceived to be a crawler was the least eventful and, fortunately for him, was very far away. He had once again just dropped a friend off after giving them a ride home. He came around a curve and turned his brights on to see something in the distance. It looked just like the first 2 he had previously seen, but this creature had bright white skin. This was in an area that was approximately 3 to 6 miles away from his first 2 encounters.
When you say it's 8 outside here, are you talking about it's an 8-foot skinwalker? Or, sorry, 8-foot pale crawler? Because there's a difference between a pale crawler and a skinwalker. We have to keep that in mind. Pale crawlers and skinwalkers are unique entities, but they do overlap. But pale crawlers overlap with literally everything. So, take that with a grain of salt. Depends on how tall they are. Because, yeah, we just discussed how they could be a mangy Sasquatch.
Since his third encounter, he has seen several animals walking along the side of the road, with some of them being disfigured and some walking slower than what they should with a car approaching. One instance in particular sticks out to the OP when he was on his way to church. He came to a stop sign and there was a line of birds placed across his lane. He had to drive into the other lane to get around them, and when he came back by the spot later that night at around 8 p.m., the birds were gone. He points out there was no evidence the birds had ever been there. No blood or anything. They had vanished without a trace.
Bro, these are animals. What are you talking about? You said this is supposed to be encounters with cryptids thought to be crawlers. Not dogs and cats and birds. Holy shit. Anything good? Let's see. That's the same channel there. 5 unexplained humanoids seen in the forest. She was a witch. Six unsettling and creepy, true, strange stories. That's really long. An hour and 42 minutes. I thought this list was a blessing, but it's kind of a curse because now I don't know what to. Let's see. Let's give the Whispered Realm a go. Make me fear the crawler, Whispered Realm.
I take my dog Jake for a walk through the forest. It's a ritual that's become second nature to us. A peaceful escape from the days.
Is that an Aussie guy doing pale crawler stories? Hell yeah! God, I love an Australian accent. Ugh.
Demands. The forest, with its towering trees and winding trails, has always been a place of serenity.
Buzz.
Nothing unusual ever happens here. That is, until tonight. As we make our way along the familiar path, the golden hues of the setting sun cast long shadows across the forest floor. The air is crisp, and the leaves rustle softly in the gentle breeze. Jake trots beside me, his tail wagging contentedly. We are both at ease.
He's content because there's no pale crawlers out there yet.
Enjoying the tranquility of the evening. Suddenly I hear a rustling in the foliage along the trail. I stop and look around, straining my eyes to see what might be causing the sound. The forest is dense, and the fading light makes it difficult to see clearly. I see nothing out of the ordinary, but Jake's ears perk up, and he lets out a low, uneasy growl. It's probably just a squirrel, I reassure myself, though my heart begins to beat a little faster. We continue walking, but the forest feels different now. The air seems colder, the shadows deeper. A sense of unease settles over me. We haven't gone far when we hear the sound again. This time it's louder, closer. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch a glimpse of movement. I turn my head quickly, but whatever it was has vanished. Jake looks in the same direction, his growl growing more intense. Let's keep moving, I say, trying to sound calm. But the truth is, I'm starting to feel nervous. The forest, which usually feels like a sanctuary, now feels like a place of danger. I consider turning back, but the car park is still a fair distance away. As we continue down the path, my mind races.
Got some I really hope that stock music that you got playing in the background there that's like royalty free. It sounds like it might be, but I don't know. I'm a bad judge of those kind of things. But it's very Stranger Things kind of feeling.
What could be out there? Is it an animal or something else?
Oh, 100% there's animals out there, dude. Probably hundreds of them.
Take off the fear to convince myself that it's just my imagination. But then I see it. Just ahead, off the trail, something emerges from behind a tree. It's a creature, tall and lanky, with pale skin that almost seems to glow in the dim light. its head and arm are visible, and they're grotesque. The head is completely bald, and all I can see are dark pits for eyes. I can barely make out its mouth, but even from this distance appears to be slightly open, almost with a grinning expression, but that could just be my memory playing tricks on me. I also recall the mouth looked too big for the creature's face. The arm seems to be incredibly long and skinny. The fingers wrapped around the tree are also very long. Jake barks furiously, and the creature quickly disappears behind the tree. Panic surges through me.
That's very typical of a pale crawler type encounter, though, that you see it like peeking around a tree and it's all white and has long arms and then it disappears. That's why I think that they're... Yeah, I'll just mute it if that's the case. Try to mute the music. Sometimes it mutes the whole video, which I didn't even realize it was doing until Aunt Jer showed me a video that I put up that it muted. That was the trucker one, right? Aunt Jer's like, hey, did you know that it keeps cutting out the audio of the video you're watching? You can still read it on the screen, because I'm speaking of, I should put closed captions on. You can still read it, but it doesn't like have any audio. I asked it to just mute the music, but it does what it wants to do.
Run, Jake, I shout, and we take off back down the path, my heart pounding in my chest. Jake is right beside me, panting as we run. He occasionally looks back, letting out a silent whine each time he does. We run as fast as we can, the forest a blur around us.
I'll show you my fur coat. I'll leave this playing while I go grab it.
As we run, I hear something moving through the trees alongside the trail. It's following us, keeping pace but staying hidden. The sound grows closer, and I can sense its presence. I don't dare look back.
I don't get to wear it much because
we arrive back at the car park.
I don't wear it much because it doesn't get very cold here, but it's super cute. It's a crop cut, so it looks. It's cute. That's my fur coat.
And I fumble with my car keys while trying to unlock the car. Jake is pressed up against me, whining as he looks back toward the start of the trail. I still refuse to turn around, but I'm listening for any sound behind me. In that moment, it seems still behind us, but I just wanted to get out of there. I unlock the car and open the driver's side door. Without hesitation, Jake jumps in and moves into the back seat. I get in and start the car. As my headlights come on,
you're gonna run it over.
I look up and gasp in shock. There, at the end of the trail, stands the creature. I see a hunched over, almost translucent being on all fours. Its limbs
Does this one glow in the dark, or?
Almost too long for its body. Those dark pits for eyes are seemingly looking straight at us. The creature doesn't stay long though. I only catch a glimpse of it as it is illuminated by the glow of the headlights. I guess it didn't like the sudden beams of light, as it suddenly bounded off into the forest. I haven't been back to that trail since. I started walking Jake around our neighborhood instead.
It was the hitchhiker one. Thank you, Aunt Jer. Yeah. I'm hoping my power holds up. I don't have enough candles for these temps. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. I salvaged a heatsink from a broken graphic card and attached it to a candle lantern. Looking forward to testing it out. Okay, cool. Still have power in Arkansas. That's good. Good to hear. Everybody stay safe and warm out there. Yeah, that's what D says too. Y'all stay safe out there. Reach out if you have problems. Got my fingers crossed, says Robert Madewell. I'm lucky to have a 3,000 watt generator. If my power goes out, the other people in my apartment building don't like it, but I let them charge their phones. Haha.
Even though he used to love walking that trail, I don't think he minds the new routine. I don't know what I saw that night, and I haven't seen its like since. But whatever it was, it absolutely terrified me. It was one of those quiet nights with nothing going on, and Paul and I were killing time the usual way, driving around, hitting up a drive-through, and then hanging out in some empty car park on the edge of town. Tonight we found ourselves leaning against Paul's car in the parking lot of a 24-hour supermarket. The place was dead, just us in a row of dim lights.
You and Paul hanging out in the parking lot of the supermarket. That's where the cool kids hang out.
Cast long, creepy shadows over the asphalt. Beyond the edge of the lot, a thick line of trees loomed in the dark, hiding who knows what. A loud metallic bang shattered the silence. It sounded like
probably some bunnies and maybe some deer and foxes. Depending on where you're at, coyotes maybe. Be lots of critters in the woods.
Someone had thrown a heavy metal lid down onto concrete, and both of us jumped, instinctively looking toward the source. At the far end of the lot, just a few feet from the tree line, sat a large dumpster. In the dim light, we could only make out its shape, shadowed and still. Paul's mouth twisted into a smirk as he shrugged, but I noticed the tension in his shoulders. I felt
some raccoons in a dumpster freak you out, Bubby? Or cats, maybe? Could be cats, raccoons. Could be a homeless person.
Easy, but I didn't want to look like a coward, so we kept talking. We'd almost forgotten about it when the sound came again. Only this time it was louder, like something or someone was thrashing against the metal. We went quiet, straining to listen, eyes fixed on the dumpster.
Is it a bear?
I think it's someone in trouble, I whispered, the thought hitting me all at once. Paul's face hardened, and without another word, he started toward the noise. I followed, my heart pounding in my chest, each step bringing a fresh wave of nerves.
Why didn't you get in Paul's car and drive over there with the headlights on the dumpster before? Okay. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on it.
The louder the banging seemed to grow, echoing in the emptiness of the lot. About 20 feet from the dumpster, I saw a flash of something pale moving in the shadows, ducking quickly behind the metal. The sight froze me in my tracks. It wasn't an animal I'd ever seen. It was bigger, its limbs long and thin, with skin so pale it almost seemed to glow under the faint street
light. That's
light.
a factor about pale crawlers I don't really think about too much, but I keep reporting that they glow. Glowing pale crawlers.
I don't think we should get any closer, I said, swallowing hard. Let's just go back to the car. Paul gave me a sharp look, a daring glint in his eyes. Come on, it's probably just some homeless guy trying to mess with us. Don't be a wimp, he rolled his eyes and turned back toward the dumpster.
Why would a homeless guy waste his time messing with you, though? Maybe it's a homeless guy looking for edible food in the dumpster from the grocery store. That would work.
I stayed rooted to the spot, watching as he disappeared around the corner. There was a beat of silence. Then Paul burst back around the dumpster, eyes wide, face pale as he sprinted toward me, his breathing ragged. Go, he gasped, barely slowing as he reached me. I stumbled after him, half panicked, half confused. Paul, what did you see? I called, but he didn't answer, practically dragging me back to the car. He didn't stop until we'd both slammed our doors shut, and then he tore out of the lot, gravel kicking up behind us. For a few minutes he drove in silence, hands gripping the wheel.
It was
He was trying to squeeze the...
It was your mom. She was naked behind the dumpster. I don't know what to do.
The life out of it. Finally, I couldn't hold back any longer. Paul, what was it? He shot me a look, his face tense and pale, eyes darting as if he expected something.
It's not real fur, it's synthetic. It's like, it's black, but it's synthetic. You can see the shine to it when the light hits it. It's synthetic. I don't wear real fur. Turns out it was just a raccoon, right?
To jump out of the darkness. It was this thing. A pale crawler, he muttered, his voice barely above a whisper. Skinny, pale, with these black eyes. It just watched me. And then it let out this hiss, like it was daring me to come closer. I'd read stories on Reddit about pale crawlers. I tried to laugh to shake off the tension. Dude, it was probably just some crackhead. Paul's face hardened, his grip on the wheel tightening. He kept driving silent and tense, and as we left the parking lot behind, I couldn't shake the image of that pale, twisted figure lurking in the shadows.
And if you want your own pale crawler, you can buy some of Dr. Ben's pale crawler soap. Actually, this is a gray alien, but that's what the dog is marketing right now is alien soaps. These are cactus blossom scented. This is the first of a cryptid collection of soaps that's going to include a Bigfoot, a Mothman, and a giant squid. It smells so good. You can get these on the Etsy store. They got they come in the pale green color. They'll all have their own unique color. There's also, if you're not into cryptids, there's also some bee pattern or bee design soaps out there on the store as well. So you can go check those out. Yeah, the Stranger Things music. I just hope it's royalty free. Am I a pale crawler? Should I use this soap? You absolutely should use the soap. I don't know if you're a pale... I'm a pale crawler at least once a day when I get out of the shower. Crawl out of the shower, out of the bath. Mostly I take showers anymore, but I do like a nice bath, especially when it's when I'm sore. Which, with all this rain, all my joints are aching. That's one thing I do like about the desert is it doesn't rain, so it don't get as achy. So when it does rain, it feels like it's all the built-up ache that I missed out on not having rain.
My dad doesn't talk much about strange things. He's practical, grounded, the kind of guy who could fix an engine as easily as he could split firewood. But last winter, he told me a story that keeps me up at night.
Yep, this is the Roswell soap.
After my mum passed away, he'd stayed in the old country home they'd bought together, a little place set against a thick line of trees. It's the kind of place that's peaceful by day, but at night, especially in winter, it gets so dark and quiet that every creak feels like a scream. He started hearing sounds one cold evening. Yeah,
with this music, it's hard not to picture the pale crawler as demogorgons.
Maybe a few weeks after the funeral. It was just small things at first, like a rustling outside his bedroom window. It could have been a branch in the wind, a raccoon, or some other animal sniffing around the porch. But the rustling would go on, scraping lightly, and when he'd get up to check, nothing would be there. A few nights later, he heard something heavier, a shuffling right along the side of the house. He even tried catching it in the act, rushing to the window, but each time there was only the night, still and cold. The nights passed, and the sounds grew bolder. One night he was lying in bed, drifting off, when something clambered up the outside wall, right near his bedroom. It started
Clambered up the wall, huh? That's a wild claim.
Floor and moved up and steady, scraping steps, until he heard it over his head. That night he lay awake, staring at the ceiling as soft footsteps.
Y'all missed my sneezes.
Far too light to be a person's moving above him. He told himself he was imagining it, that his mind was just playing tricks, but he barely slept until morning. This went on for nights, sometimes closer to the house, sometimes as distant as the tree line. And then one night he'd had enough.
And if this turns out to be another dog or another cat or birds, I'm going to be annoyed as fuck.
He grabbed his rifle, slipped on his coat and boots, and went outside. The cold air was thick with silence, broken only by the crunch of his footsteps. He walked around the side of the house and froze, his breath catching in his chest.
Here we go.
At the edge of the forest, just beyond the reach of his flashlight,
Golem!
he saw a figure, unnaturally pale, hunched and thin. Its skin was the color of bone, stretched tight over long, spindly limbs. It stood there, motionless with dark eyes fixed on him, watching. Without thinking, he raised the rifle and fired. The sound cracked through the air, and for a moment he couldn't see anything through the recoil and the darkness. But when he lowered...
It was pity that stayed Bilbo's hand, but not this guy. No way. He's... Pop! Golem's going down. You ain't getting my precious.
the rifle, the figure was gone, vanished into the shadows of the trees. He didn't go back to bed that night. Just sat in his living room, the rifle leaning against his knee, waiting. But there were no more sounds. And in the days that followed, the quiet returned to the house. It was almost a relief, he said, like something had finally left him in peace. But
why you gotta be killing Gollum though? That was not cool. How are Frodo and Sam supposed to find their way into Mordor now? Do you even think before you just start shooting? Frickin' Americans, I swear.
Peace wasn't complete. Sometimes when he looks out at the woods in the early morning or late at night, he sees it again, a pale shape standing just at the edge of the forest, watching. It doesn't come near the house anymore, he told me quietly, almost like he was talking to himself. But it's still out there waiting, just watching. And that's where he left it.
Alright. So that was our strange adventure with pale crawlers. Few stories there. I wasn't especially impressed by any of these pale crawler stories specifically. I mean, I kind of regret not picking some that had video sightings and stuff, but like we've done those before. Every one that we've talked about that they say is a pale crawler sighting video is also presented in a video we watched about skinwalkers, in a video we watched about gray aliens, in a video that we watch about Wendigo. The pale crawlers come up. They do. They're always here. They're always part of the lore. Is this a Wendigo? Is this a skinwalker? Is this a pale crawler? Is this a rake? Is this an alien? So it was kind of redundant too. So I was looking for more lore specifically about pale crawlers, but they're so freaking generic. They are literally like the basic bitches of the cryptic world, of the cryptid world. What if the pale crawler is a skinwalker's true form? Yeah, I mean, that's fine, but then it's a skinwalker. What is a pale crawler? Just a shape that the skinwalker assumes? But, like, what do you all think about pale crawlers? I think a lot of it's just, like, when personal cameras became available and people started recording, you know, their campfire sessions in the woods at night, and somebody was skinny dipping and caught in the background of the camera, some nonsense like that. Yeah. But you let me know in the comments down below. And please remember to be kind. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Alright, live from the Hive audience. It's that time of the show where I say don't go, because we'll be back with... what will we be back with? We'll be back with the hydrokinesis, which I need to get the water ready for too. So I just didn't want to have water here the whole time I was doing the skinwalker thing too. So we'll have that coming at you in just a moment. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna have a little intermission, and I'll see y'all right back here.
Did the evolutionists just kill the pterodactyl? Or did they finally catch up to the creationists?
Obviously, there's not going to be a ton of talk about these things. And the thing is, I do believe there was talk about these things. I believe if we study history, you know, the Confederates were able to shoot pterodactyls, you know, back in the Civil War. And they spread these things out. Anybody can look it up online. They spread these things out. And this is a historical fact. So, you know, they spread this thing out, and it's got a huge wing length. And it's a pterodactyl they shot. So of course these things have been around. Now, they went extinct, obviously, slowly, but surely. And so I don't believe that just because, at some point in time, coming from your perspective, that, just because they stopped talking about it means that they never saw it, when we have all this evidence that they've seen it.
Hello, my name is John Pendleton, and I'm speaking to you from Zacatecas, Mexico, center of Mexico. And today I'm going to tell you of my project to attract and capture a real living pterodactyl dinosaur.
But to the Christian, it makes common sense. Of course, there could be a few still alive. That's the first sighting I've heard of in Fort Worth, Texas. I've heard of them in Arizona. A friend of mine knows where some of them live, and he's going to go catch them and put them in a dinosaur adventure land he's going to build. And I can't reveal the details yet.
They're a form of what people call them pterodactyl. But if we consider them descended from some type of ramphorhynch or pterosaur.
Koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given. Koala, koala, koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given. Koala, koala, koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given. Koala, koala.
Poor little thing was kicked out of the tree. You can come to our tree. Poor little thing. There's plenty of trees. Come on. You're a meanie.
All right, hello, my beauties and bees, and welcome to another installment of our Weekend Weird. Today, we are going to be learning to do hydrokinesis. So what I've done is I got a glass of water here, which is what it appears that the guy in my video is doing. We've done this guy before. I thought about doing another guy, but I always like this guy with the checkered mask, the telekinesis guru. and we're going to watch Hydrokinesis for Beginners, the art of water bending. Who is excited to learn how to water bend? Who's excited about this? John Hudson, you got your glass of water set up so you can practice this? D, are you set up with a bowl or a glass so you can summon elemental forces? Let's go. Let's do it. Okay. Can you hear him? No? Okay, hold on, let me
What is hydrokinesis?
back it back up a little bit.
Hydrokinesis is what is hydrokinesis?
There we go. Alright.
Hey, welcome to another telekinesis video. Today we're talking about hydrokinesis. What is hydrokinesis?
I got it.
Hydrokinesis is basically the ability of moving water with your mind. How does it work? In many ways, it's very similar to telekinesis. Like, it has a lot to do with meditation. It has a lot to do with breathing. A lot with love. But it's very different than telekinesis.
Let's go, come on.
When you do telekinesis, you have to feel love for the object you want to move. You have to feel related. You have to have a relationship with this object. But water is not an object per se.
Got to form a relationship with an object. Oh yeah, I remember that now. When we watched this guy before, he's like, you got to learn to love this pre-roll. You got to learn to appreciate its beauty and shape and become familiar with it, and then you'll be able to roll it around on a table with your mind. But you can't do that with water, is what he's saying. Okay. I'm with you so far.
Water is the essence of life. Everything is out of water.
Everything.
And nothing would exist without water.
Including you.
This is what I'm grateful for. If you remember the video about the 5 steps towards telekinesis, being grateful is a very big part of what makes telekinesis possible. And this is why hydrokinesis and gratefulness is so related. You have to be grateful for the water in the world. And
I'm grateful for you.
And how does it work now to move water?
I think I got that part
mind?
covered. I'm grateful for you, water. Okay, now what?
It's very simple, really. You know that the human body is mostly water. So 70% is out of water.
All water,
and
baby.
You have to focus on the water inside your body and start loving this water and essentially loving yourself.
Except for when I hold the water down
to be
here.
able to move water.
I'm a little bloated this morning. Is that the water? I gotta love it even though it's making me bloat? No fair.
Your mind. How do we practice that? So of course we meditate. If you haven't seen my video on meditation,
Right-handed Sith.
Meditation.
Right-handed Sith, we do not do blood bending in this chat. You hear me? The waters of the world. Thank you. Yeah, you're getting the hang of it, John Level. I knew you'd catch on. Dated my water and date everything, so I'm ready. Good. Ember says water is lots of tiny objects, but you can't get familiar with all those water molecules, though. Come on now.
made a guided meditation where you can, with me together, meditate for 20 minutes, and that could help you with your telekinesis. And yeah, but for now.
What if I am really cruel to the water? What am I like? Water sucks. Really, really sucks. Water sucks. Does that work too? Gatorade is better. Not only does it Gatorade quench your thirst, it tastes better too.
We just focus on the water inside our body. We breathe. We inhale 100%. Exhale 50%. Why do we do this? Because that way our brain has the most amount of oxygen, and we need this amount of oxygen to be able to move things or like water with our mind. So again, inhale 100%, exhale 50%. And we're gonna do this for a while. You can only do that until we feel the energy. We feel the water inside our body vibrate.
Hold on just a second, because if you inhale 100%, exhale 50%, inhale 100%, exhale 50%, you are going to puff up your lungs. Which I guess, I mean, if that's what you want to do, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't breathe water, though. Yeah, that's probably a good advice, sound advice from Aunt Jer there.
We really can feel it. You can feel the feeling, the tickling in your fingers, and you'll feel the water rush through your body, and then you're ready to do hydrokinesis. So I'm gonna focus for a second, and then I'm gonna move this water with my mind. I also put like ice cubes in this water so you can see it better, and has no other purpose, just that you can see it better.
So I don't need ice. I don't have ice, so that's good. I've got clear water. Excuse me.
I feel it.
Feeling juicy. Juicy girl. Juicy guru. Next step. Okay, here we go. Hold your fist to your mouth.
Hydrokinesis, I would say, is a little harder than aerokinesis, but it is very similar. If you haven't seen the video about aerokinesis, please watch it, because it's very similar, because it's about not moving one object, it's about moving the air, like, which is also very essential for
Bro's teaching us how to water bend, Helen, Adrian. I'm all blurry again. Hold on. Let me fix my blur so you can see me better. Tell me something good. There we go. Fixed. But I keep doing gestures towards the camera, because you got to do hand gestures. That's very important with telekinesis.
Life, just like water. And yeah, I hope you could see that the water was moving. I could definitely feel it. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and have a good day.
Do it again. Like, my water's already moving. Look at that. Look at my water moving. That takes a lot of energy. Whew. That does take a lot of energy out of you. To move the water like that. I'm a little more, and I said this when I did the fire bending video too, I'm a little more skilled at this than these people are. Like, it comes more natural to me because I'm a natural witch. Like, I can just, as soon as I, like, look. Look at that water. Whew. Right, I'm shaking the water so hard it's making the camera move. Shut up, Ember. It's almost like the water and the camera are on the same table. You don't tell them how I do the trick. Did you? That would have been a funny thing to do, is to stand up and be like, why isn't this working? And then have like water spilled all over the crotch of my pants, like I pissed myself. But shaking the water so hard, yeah. I was camera bending too, absolutely. Camera bending. Let's see, what else do we got? I got telekinesis. How to do hydrokinesis right here, another video.
Hello, and welcome to another telekinesis video. Today, we're talking about hydrokinesis. What is hydrokinesis? Hydrokinesis means to manipulate the power and the energies of water.
That's true too. There, like, relative humidity, there's water in everything, Auntger. So I'm using the water to shake the whole world.
Okay. We're out here in the nature, and there obviously is lots of water, which makes it easier for my meditation to connect with this water. For hydrokinesis, it's very important to connect with the water inside of your body, okay?
Connect with
so you
this
have
water.
to build this connection between the water around you and the water within, okay? How do we do this? So first of all, go to a place with a lot of water, like this little creek, and touch this water.
And I want to clarify that it would have been much more impressive had he frozen the clear water into ice. If he'd used like some kind of telekinetic ability to freeze the water so it became ice. Now he wants me to touch the water though.
Okay. What does it feel like?
Wet.
Probably wet. Am I right? So touch it again.
Moist.
And feel it all over your hands, because your hands and your third eye have to build the connection to the water in order to be able to move this water with telekinesis, or in that case, hydrokinesis. So when we feel this water on our skin, we try to build this connection to the water within us. How do we do this? With meditation and the breathing technique. For you guys who don't know what I'm talking about the breathing technique, which allows us to get enough oxygen into our brain to do telekinesis. Okay?
That's why you puff.
It works
That's why you puff yourself up. That's why you breathe in 100% and only breathe out 50% because you're puffing your telekinesis powers up. Your telekinesis is only as powerful as much as air as you can balloon into your lungs. So keep that in mind, and you'll be able to do things like this. See, that's pretty cool.
Like this. You inhale 100% and exhale 50%. Inhale 100%, exhale 50%. And we keep doing that for maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe for the rest of our lives. Because that way we get enough oxygen in our brain to do telekinesis.
My brain's full of oxygen,
So
y'all.
this is the first step, what you have to do.
And one of my pins came
The
out
second
here.
step is you have to meditate. If you don't know how to meditate, I made a guided meditation video where I guide you through a meditation. That way you can just do what I say and just close your eyes and relax and do so. So this is what we have to do hydrokinesis. But there's many other things we have to do hydrokinesis, like remember the 5 steps I was talking about. You have to.
I'm gonna keep breathing for the rest of my life because of the telekinesis guru told me to. Otherwise, I was gonna stop. I was gonna be like, you know what? I've breathed enough.
And you have to do your homework and such things. Why is that so important, though? It is so important because if we don't do that, we have too much on our minds. Our minds are way too busy to focus on one thing, on hydrokinesis. That's why we have to do all those things and be kind to us.
So, do you have to have a checkered mask? That's a good question. Or do you have to cover your face in some way? I already know breathing is part of water bending. Uncle Iro taught me that. Oh, does this dude think he lives in the water tribe? Yes, he's teaching us water bending. Yeah. Thought Uncle Iro was a firebender. I guarantee you will do that. Yeah, that's what I already read that. Yeah, you're right about that. Is the mask? Yeah. Maybe that's why I'm so much better at it than him. I come from the water, says John Hudson. Yes, we all do. We were all aquatic organisms at one time. You don't want too much oxygen in your brain. Aunt Jur out here telling us how to live our lives. Yeah. But you'll never see Aunt Jur water bending like this. Oh, this is embarrassing. There it goes. I stay away from the water. I'm a fire sign. I'm a water sign. We're going to sizzle together, deep arcs. I'm a Libra, so too much oxygen for me means literally on fire. It's
very important that you're nice to your mom, for example, always, and grateful for everything you have. Like here, for example, I'm so grateful for being here in the nature.
Did you rub some water on your third eye? Bloop. Aw, thank you. This is a new top.
And absorb the energies around me.
Cute.
And that is what helps me to charge my telekinetic energies and do things like hydrokinesis. Okay? So again, touch the water.
Touch it.
Feel it.
You know you want to touch it.
Rub it all over your hands.
Rub it.
Try to connect to the water. Do the breathing technique and meditate for as long as you need. And then at some point, you will be able to do hydrokinesis. I hope that was helpful. I hope you learned something. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
You didn't know.
I'm here to help you.
You did 0 hydrokinesis in this video, bro. You just sat by a creek and talked about it. I'm disappointed. Here's some more hydrokinesis for beginners.
Hello, and welcome to another telekinesis
Bro, why are you whispering?
So there's different kinesises. There's telekinesis, there's pyrokinesis, the kinesis over fire, hydrokinesis, aerokinesis. Those are the main ones. But also like geokinesis, weather kinesis, and so on. Electrokinesis. There's so many kinesises.
We need to do a kinesis poll. What's your favorite kinesis? What's your favorite kinesis, guys? We're gonna start a poll. So, what is your favorite kinesis? And we'll put, obviously, telekinesis and pyrokinesis. And we're going to put hydrokinesis. And then we'll put, I need to capitalize that H. There we go. And then we'll put, let's see. Should I put cryokinesis or electrokinesis? I'm going to go with electrokinesis. And we'll consider cryokinesis sort of like hydrokinesis, I guess, because the ice benders are water benders. So there we go.
Hydrokinesis, I think, is after aerokinesis the easiest one. Well, the easiest one to learn. Why is that? You guys might know that the human body and our Earth are to 7 and 20%.
Love you, Helen. Talk to you later. Feel better. I know you're feeling icky lately.
Water. We are water. That's why it's easier for us to move and control water.
Magnetokinesis. Oh, you're gonna piss off a weasel saying things like that.
Okay. So how do we do this? So first of all, we need to clear our mind. Okay. We can't think of anything. Our mind has to be clear. It can't be busy. We can't think of work, of homework, of school, issues or conflicts or fights with our friends or family or girlfriends or boyfriends. None of that. We have to have a clear mind. Clear mind. So we have to meditate. We have to empty our mind. Get rid of all those things. If you have a problem of that, if you can't close your eyes and not think of anything for 10 seconds, you should practice that first. I made video on that.
Clear your mind, everybody.
Different techniques to clear your mind.
Clear your mind.
Watch that first. Anyways, if you are able to do that, the next step is the right breathing, okay? You have to inhale 100% and exhale 50%. So we never fully breathe out, okay? Do you understand that?
You never fully breathe out. If you breathe out all the oxygen in your body,
You're not sure how much 50% is. Less is more. So better to 60 or 70% still in your lungs than breathing out too much. Okay. So again, clear our mind.
you say it's the lamest, Theo, but you can make a glass of water swirl around. Right? Sure, if you have pyrokinesis, you carry a lighter around your human blowtorch. And you can be like creating like creatures of fire to fly out from your lighter and stuff. But if you're a hydrokinesis, you can make a glass of ice swirl around. Yeah, if you're, I mean, if you had telekinesis, yeah, you could like make like knives swirl around you if you're getting mugged and be like, oh yeah, who bit on more than they can chew now? But or you could like lift up a car like on the Chronicle. But if you have hydrokinesis, you make a glass of water swirl around, right? I mean, if you had electrokinesis, you would never have, you'd run your whole house off your own electric power, right? You wouldn't need to pay your electric bill ever again. But if you have hydrokinesis, you make the glass of water swirl around. Come on.
The next step is we focus on the water within. We have to feel the water inside of our bodies. It flows through us. The water we've been drinking all day. Okay.
Feel it flowing.
So we try to focus and feel this water within us. Okay. And that way we can try to build a connection to the water we actually want to move. And it doesn't matter if it's the glass, a bowl, in a bathtub, the rain. It doesn't matter. Today, I wanted to show you a trick how you can practice that, so you can really see if you actually do hydrokinesis or not. And that's why I'm using this water bottle with the water inside. Okay. So again, we breathe. Make sure our mind is clear.
It takes a lot out of you. Not gonna lie. Ooh. But it made the water vibrate.
So to do this trick here, I'm using this water bottle. Make sure it's closed. I'm just putting.
How do we know you're not using telekinesis on the plastic, bro? You can't even get it to stand up on end. Use your telekinesis. The telekinesis guru needs to prop something up. Bro.
So, upside down so it won't fall. So when we do hydrokinesis on this water bottle, it should fall. So just a little bit of hydrokinesis should drop this water bottle.
How do we know?
It's a great beginner exercise for hydrokinesis, okay?
How do we know? How do we know you're not doing telekinesis?
We're focusing on the water.
And wouldn't telekinesis be easier? Now, I will say the telekinesis this guy talks about doing is kind of lame. You have to have a personal relationship with stuff, but it would still mean all your personal stuff that you could you'd be able to have your phone floating beside you and stuff. You wouldn't need to carry it like you would never in your phone has. I mean, all your music and it has a flashlight on it and stuff. So I mean, that's going to be awesome to be able to telekinesis around, right? Even if you can't just random stuff in your environment, if you can, the things that you have a relationship with, right? Or things that you've become familiar with. Like all the stuff in my purse I could be able to control. That'd be pretty sweet. Including my self-defense stuff. So I'd have a floating stun gun. Oh yeah, I got a whole set of self-defense stuff recently. It's from a friend that was concerned about me walking because of that video I shared where the person was taking videos of me. Yeah.
Try to build the connection to the water in the bottle, okay? Focus on that connection. The love to the water of ourselves, the bottle, and earth. Focus.
Now, because of the Coriolis effect, you don't love the water in the southern hemisphere. So if you're in Australia or South America or Africa, you need to hate the water. Send all your hate at it because the Coriolis effect makes it go the other direction.
And when you feel the connection, like I said, this is a beginner exercise. That way you can move water and you can see directly that you did it. So it's...
Can you though? It kind of looks like somebody could have been underneath and just at the right moment thumped on the floor and knocked the bottle over. And then you could just, when you got to that part in the video, you mute it out and put maybe paste the atmospheric sound of you meditating over top of it. I think that was probably the best way to do it. What just happened there? What's next? Hydrokinesis at the beach. Hells yeah. Bro's got sunglasses on his checkered mask.
Hello, and welcome to another Hydrokinesis tutorial. Today, we're talking about hydrokinesis at the beach. It's been years, decades actually, since I've been to the beach. And
me too, guy. I missed the beach. It's been a long time. You want to see something spooky? Open the stream in 2 devices, slightly out of sync, so Bree seems to be repeating herself. Then sometimes she doesn't. Ooh, that's weird. Have a relationship with water, like a consensual relationship. A nice decorative rug would really tie the room together. Oh, that guy with the room he was in before. Yeah. Wait, so basically half of the kinetics are basically just the same depending on your level of psychics. Something like that, I guess. I don't know. An atypical anti-psychic would be called for here. Yeah. If money makes the world go round, what? Then a communist planet would be flat. Ooh. Yeah, look at the waves he's making in the ocean behind him, if you don't believe.
I've been practicing telekinesis and hydrokinesis for the past 10 years, and I realized something. It feels different to be here now because I can feel the energy and the
energy, guys. And energy is always so important to kinesis abilities. You got to be able to feel the energy of the room, of the space.
Power from the ocean. You probably can't tell through the video, but all those waves, all this energies flowing around, I can absorb them. I can absorb them and use them for my own hydrokinesis.
Why are you not using all your kinesis abilities, all your kinetic abilities to help the world?
10 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that. But now, being here, it feels so different. So, what I want to say is that you, as a human being, you can almost
allegedly. You don't know that I'm a human being. A lot of people think I'm a vampire. Do I come across like a regular human being to you?
Sponge for energies. If you go to the beach, just absorb the nature, absorb it. You can feel it. And even if you're in the woods or at the lake, there's always energies flowing around.
Yeah, he does seem like he's really young, Aunt Jer, but he could be. I mean, he could be my age for all we know. If he was in the fog, it would be tragic. Like, if you had water bending powers, though, wouldn't you go like travel to drought-stricken districts and try to like bring water to them? Even if you charged for it, it'd be better than letting them go without. If you could summon some water and save some people's crops. Jesus.
And you can use those energies for telekinesis, hydrokinesis, or just to feed your soul, for happiness. I can't tell you how happy it makes me to be here at the beach, just listening to the ocean. It's talking to me, and I want to talk back, and I will after this video.
That's some cat cur shit right there, John Hudson. I stopped a tsunami using hydrokinesis. My proof is, did you see the tsunami? No. No need to thank me. Regardless of his age, he's definitely still living with his mom. Yeah. Or maybe sink a few fleets. Some water has bad mojo. Well, even bad mojo water will still help a tomato plant grow, though, right? I mean, I assume.
I can only recommend to you to go to a place like this to feel what I'm feeling right now.
I'm in the desert, dude. What do you want from me? I'm in the desert. It's raining right now, though. Maybe that's why, because you got me in here practicing my hydrokinesis, and now it's pouring outside. So, as soon as that won the poll, and that lines up too. As soon as that won the poll, and I started practicing my hydrokinesis to be able to keep up with you. As soon as I did that, it started raining outside. And again, I'm in the desert. So I think that if I can make it rain in the middle of the desert, there's no reason why a master like you can't go to the to East Africa and help some people out with their crops.
But if you can't, because you live too far or you live in a city, what about I make like a 20-minute meditation video here at the ocean for you so you could enjoy it as much as I do?
No, I do not want to watch you meditate for 20 minutes by the ocean. That's like on the list of things that I want to do that doesn't even, I don't even think that would register. That's how you get Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I didn't think about that, Aunt Jer. Yeah, we don't want killer tomatoes. I'm glad being at the beach makes him feel happy. I want to see him move some water, though, right?
If this video gets like...
Right, because the video says hydrokinesis at the beach. I have not seen any hydrokinesis.
100 likes, I'm gonna upload 20 minutes of meditation for you. But for hydrokinesis especially, I always say you have to be close to water. I am pretty close to water.
Do it then.
Now,
do it.
and I can feel the energies. I'm gonna go into the ocean. I'm gonna do hydrokinesis as hard as I can. And for you, just keep in mind, there's so many energies around you.
Come on.
Just open your heart, open your hands, open your mind to receive this energy. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I'm here to help you.
I want to see it.
And have a good day.
Hydrokinesis the ocean. Do it, do it. Ah, you bastard. Okay, now we got a bowl of water. Range is important for hydrokinesis. How far away do you have to be from your water? Oh, pistol fingers. He always starts with the pistol fingers. See how my water's already responded and his hasn't even started yet? Oh, but it does take a lot out of me. Oh, he's got to go off camera for some reason. Do you see his water doing anything? I do not. More real hydrokinesis at home. boiling now. Let's do...
Hello, and welcome to another telekinesis video. Today, we're gonna talk about hydrokinesis. With hydrokinesis, you are able to control and move water with your mind.
What the hell happened to your voice? What the hell? Are you Batman in that mask? What happened? He sounded like a little Latino twink. And now he sounds like fucking... Now he sounds like Christian Bale's Batman. What the hell?
Able to do that. And today, I'm gonna teach you how you can learn it.
If he starts calling us brother, he's like, I'm gonna teach you this, brother. Like a professional wrestler. Hell yeah, brother.
When it comes to any kind of kinesis, there's never a guarantee that you can learn it. Some people spend years and they never learn a kinesis.
Can't all be masters.
Especially when it comes to those specialized kinesises like hydrokinesis. It's very hard. Sometimes it's harder for others than for the others.
The voice faded.
To me, hydrokinesis is easier than for other people. For me, it's pyrokinesis, which is hard. Aerokinesis is a little easier. So it really depends on the person. To figure out which kinesis is best for you, just try them all and see which ones you feel most comfortable with.
They're
So
like
now,
it's like a power set. You got to mix and match. You can pick any. You can pick one to be your primary kinesis, and then one can be your backup kinesis that you're not quite as good at. Pyrokinesis is rocking the house today on our polls. Let me send the poll right now, because it looks like most of you all are a bunch of fucking firebugs. You want to burn shit, but I love you anyway. Don't burn me. Yeah, but if you want to go to Minneapolis and be a firebender in the riots that are happening, throw fireballs at ice. That kind of works. You use pyrokinesis against ice. Like, is there any laws against using kinetic abilities against law enforcement? Like, if you have telekinesis, why can't you make their pants fall down? You're not touching them. You're not even getting close to them. Yeah, pyro and kinesis and cryokinesis, and you could use those to rule the universe. Yeah, it'd be the entropy. That's what the power that on Sky High that the anti-hero War and Peace had. He had one hand that could shoot fireballs and one hand that shoots ice blast. I remember that. I don't want to burn shit. I just want to make fire dance in the sky. That's pretty cool. Well, you could, like I was talking about electricity earlier too. You could do that with pyrokinesis too. You could technically run your own generator, right? With like a gas powered generator, except for you're just burning your pyrokinesis in it to heat your home and run your electric grid. Yeah, hydrokinesis did not do good on the polls though. Got 5%. That's the lowest. That's like one person voting for it. It's like one person. Electrokinesis didn't do very good either though. So, and I think electrokinesis could be useful in a lot of ways.
We learn hydrokinesis. First of all, we do the breathing technique. 100% in.
And then you tell me, what's your favorite scary movie, Sydney?
And 50% out. 100% in. 50% out. focus on the water. Okay? We need water to practice hydrokinesis. And in order to do hydrokinesis with the breathing technique, you need to focus on the water.
You do or do not. There is no try.
You try to build a connection to the water. And you do that by finding the water inside of your body.
Did you not watch Empire Strikes Back?
Humans are made 70% out of water. Find the connection to the water within you. Then you can focus on the water outside your body and build the connection. And the moment you have the connection, you will feel it.
Are you just going to talk, or are you going to actually do it?
Inside of your stomach. Maybe a little tingling in your fingers.
Tingle fingers.
And then you can move it. Then you can control water with your mind. Try it. Try it now or later, and let me know how it goes. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for every members of my channel. You can become a member now, where you can get special tips and tricks. Thank you so much, and have a good day.
And this bro has 32,000 subscribers. I could grift like this. I could do this. I'd obviously put a little more pizzazz on it than I'm doing here at my desk, but I could like stage stuff to do shit like this if I wanted to. But I have ethics, I guess. Let's see. I am a refugee who teaches telekinesis, psychokinesis, erokinesis, pyrokinesis, hydrokinesis to everyone who's willing to learn. But no electrokinesis here. Does electrokinesis fall under aerokinesis maybe, or pyrokinesis? Maybe it's just regular telekinesis. What's the difference between psychokinesis and telekinesis? What's the difference between those two? Let's see. I'm going to look up the word psychokinesis and see if he tells what it is. Psychokinesis. Telekinesis. Oh, healing. Oh, wow. You think healing would be water? Hydrokinesis, too. Where is the psychokinesis? You said you taught it, and there's not even a video with that in the title. Why you lying to us, punk? Telekinesis self-defense? Oh my goodness. That'll be right up there with our martial arts magic. But where is... I'm going to look up hydrokinesis too. Make sure we got them all. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Sorry, I'm, like I said, the rain makes me sore, and I got this crick in my back that I can't get to pop. Maybe psychokinesis is manipulating people through thought. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. Like, maybe it's like you can, like, push people to do stuff, like Jedi mind trick kind of stuff. Like, these aren't the droids you're looking for. But yeah, like, what do you all think, though, about telekinesis, hydrokinesis, and all that? I know that the poll, most of you all want to be firebenders. On the poll, most of y'all are like, yeah, let's control some fire. But I want to know what you all think of the hydrokinesis, and if there's any ways that it could be useful that I have not covered. I like doing these videos the best out of the stuff I do on Week in Weird. On Week in Weird, I'll cover a lot of... It's just Logic's evil cousin, right? On Week in Weird, I'll cover a lot of, like, forbidden history stuff and Tartaria and Flat Earth and conspiracy theories about celebrities and things like that. But my favorite thing to do on this program is to... try to learn the woo arts that these people think they can teach. That this guy thinks he's gonna like teach me how to water bend. And I just don't think that that's a thing. It'd be cool if it was. Don't get me wrong. I would love to be able to water bend, but I can't. I can shake a desk. Or you could put, what you could do is you could put, get the iron. Ooh, there's my wheel music. What you could do is you can put extra iron shavings in your ice cube. It's not hard to come by iron shavings. You can get them you can get iron shavings out of your cereal, for Pete's sake, out of your Cheerios. So, and put those in the ice cube, and then you put the ice in the glass, and you kind of swirl the get a good strong magnet underneath there, and kind of swirl it around, and you can make your ice spin. Yeah, there's a few different techniques you can use to make hydrokinesis seem like it's actually happening. But what do you all think? Do you all think that that the telekinesis guru is a grifter? I feel like most of his videos on this topic, at least, were just him talking about it and not doing it. He never did it to like the ocean or the creek that he sat by or any of that. He just talked while he was sitting there, and I was excited to see him do something in the ocean, like waves. Like if he had done that, it would been like whoosh and made the waves crash together or something, or part like freaking like it's the Red Sea, like he's Moses. Then that would have been awesome. Econokinesis. Yeah, that's how we destroy capitalism. Econokinesis. All right. So, thank you so much for sticking around for our Weekend Weird. I am going to add more stuff like this to the list because I enjoy doing it. So don't you worry about that. Please remember to be kind, take care, and we'll see you next time. All right, live from the Hive, peeps. Don't go anywhere because we got more show to come. We're doing the Breeze Bestiary. It's what we always wrap the show up with, and I'm just gonna send you right over to Medical Myths with Dr. Ben. So it's like we're a big network, kind of. Pretty kick-ass. But I will see you guys back here in just a few minutes with Breeze Bestiary. I'm going to take a quick intermission. I'll be right back.
We're talking about is licking toads to get high. Now, for years, various Indians of Central America have ingested the hallucinogenic secretions of toads, but that practice, according to the Drug Enforcement Administration, is against the law. At first glance, the toad does not look like a criminal.
Lick the toad, lick the toad, lick the toad, lick the toad. They call him Narco Toad. On the street, he's also known by his alias, Bufo Marinus. He and his cousin, Bufo Alvarius, are dangerous dudes. They deal in a mind-scrambling substance that defends against intruders. It all comes from a little gland behind the toad's head.
When bitten, the toad secretes a milky white fluid from its parotid glands that can poison its attacker, making them extremely ill and sometimes causing cardiac arrest.
Watch whatever crap comes on next. Coming up next.
Live from the Hive.
The organization took to their Facebook page last week to caution visitors not to lick the Sonoran desert toad. Don't lick it. If you're wondering why anyone would want to do that, well, let's explain. Apparently, this particular species of toad secretes a psychedelic toxin that leads to hallucinations if ingested, but can also make humans really sick, leaving people incapacitated for up to 30 minutes. Well, the NPS didn't say if a particular incident prompted their public service announcement, but a recent report from the New York Times says there has been an increased demand for the poison recently. Perhaps that's the reason the Park Service felt it necessary to remind visitors not to lick toads.
Ew, gross, man. You okay?
Whoa, everything's so significant. Dude, you gotta try this.
Not even. It's got your germs on it.
Not this end.
Oh, I can see the air. And you know what else?
The hallucinogenic compound of bufotoxin sometimes do create
a feeling of airiness or flying and things like that. And we believe that the witches flying around on broomsticks is probably due to the toad component of the witch's brew.
While the psychedelic bufotenin has been detected in dozens of toad species, Bufo alvarius is the only amphibian known to biosynthesize its O-methyl homolog, 5-MeO-DMT. The toad's neck and limbs carry numerous protuberant glands marked by pores through which venom is excreted from subcutaneous lobules that contain the enzyme responsible for biosynthetic conversion of bufotenin to 5-MeO-DMT, in addition to the production of other tryptamines and cardiotoxic steroids.
Ooh, check it out, man. The licking toad. Yeah, licking toad, man. Lick the toad.
The National Park Service says if you see a toad in the wild, keep your tongue in your mouth.
That substance is bitter and foul tasting. It blocks nerve transmission. It can affect the heart. It also can get you high.
Nothing. Here we go. Yeah.
Huh? These are crystallized secretions from a toad. A substance like this killed 4 people in Australia last year. In fact, possessing the secretion with intent to use it to get high is a federal offense.
In order to do any legal action against a person, we'd have to prove drug intent, that you, like conspiracy to lick a toad or conspiracy to sell a toad to lick or something of that sort.
Anything yet? Are you sure you're licking right?
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's supposed to pack an awesome buzz.
If you want to get one of these toads, forget it. The zoo tells us that Bufo marinus is restricted in California. The toad has been introduced in places like Florida, and it's done a lot of damage there. It's also a potentially dangerous toad, and certainly one you would never want to lick. Sylvia?
Never.
Ever. Ever.
No.
Okay, thanks.
Rise up in the morning, grab a coffee, check your fit. Hit the ground running, but try not to forget. There is a place where you can go to share some puppy hugs. Slow it down and listen in. Have some caffeine with your friends with Java and Jugs. The best way to start your week, to make that AM commute. Have that hot cup in your hand and wearing something cute.
And don't forget, girls,
there is a place where you can go and bring your favorite mug. Slow it down and listen in. Have some caffeine with your friends with Java and Jugs. Rise up to the day ahead. Find a place to sit. We saved a special place for you, so try not to forget. There is a place where you can go with sugar, cream, and love. Slow it down and listen in. Have some caffeine with your friends with Java and Jugs. Careful, it's hot. Spend a Monday with your friends with Java and Jugs. We have mocha, vanilla, hazelnut with Java and Jugs. Coming right up.
All right, hello, my beauties and bees. Welcome to the Breeze Bestiary section of the show, where I pick an animal from the animal kingdom, anything I want to talk about, and we cover it, and we dive into its natural history and stuff. So, if you're into that, I'm glad you stuck around for this part of the show, because this will be something you enjoy. Now, a few months back, some of you all might have saw this, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. A few months back, this little critter appeared in the shallows. I'll play it real quick. It's like a 3-minute video.
A team of marine biologists in Tenerife
have caught on video a rare black devilfish for the first time in daylight, on the ocean's surface, and in this region. The peculiar deep-sea creature, which has previously inspired the creators of 2003 Disney cartoon movie Finding Nemo for a sinister fish character, was spotted swimming close to sea surface at a distance of only 2 kilometers from the shore on January 26, in a most unexpected sighting for scientists. The species, also known as abyssal or humpback anglerfish or Melanocetus johnsonii, is usually found at depths of 200 to 2,000 meters, where it survives thanks to its bioluminescence that lures
deep sea anglerfish, black sea devil, they have lots of cool names. This thing's bioluminescent.
its prey. Until now, any footage or images of the black devilfish have been limited to larvae, deceased specimens, or submarine images from other deep-sea environments far from this region. Bruce Robison of California Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute recorded a black sea devil at 600 meters during an exploration of the Monterey Canyon via a remote-operated diving vehicle in 2014.
That's so cool.
The new and unique observation was made accidentally by local NGO Condrick Tenerife upon their return to shore from a shark study expedition. Marine biologist Leah Valor noticed an unusual black object on the sea surface that didn't resemble plastic, and
what if you replaced your head with a anglerfish?
And, upon approaching, she realized it was a black devilfish. The team spent several hours observing the specimen, which was already injured and only survived for a few hours after its discovery. Marine wildlife photographer David Jara documented the sighting with previously unpublished images that showed the specimen emerging from the abyssal depths in vertical swimming. Black sea devilfish are known to be found in tropical to temperate waters of the Atlantic.
Look at those frickin' teeth. Oh my gosh. So it has like big like fencing teeth, like these big teeth make bars, and then little stabby teeth inside. Like you see the little stabby teeth all along there and then all along here, but there's the big teeth that create like a fence. And they use suction feeding, so like they just suck it in pretty viciously too.
And Pacific Oceans, while one species is also known in the Ross Sea, Antarctica. Their sharp, irregular teeth are a main feature of their intimidating appearance, but they are completely harmless to humans. There are 6 species in the Black Sea Devil family, the Melanocetidae, the first one having been discovered by British naturalist James Yates Johnson near Madeira, an archipelago off the coast of northwestern Africa, in 1863, and brought to the Natural History Museum in London. It was named Melanocetus from the Greek words melanos, meaning black.
Showing how small these guys really are. Still, yeah, I wouldn't want to get bit by one. They say they're completely harmless to humans, but I imagine getting bit by a anglerfish probably hurts.
Black, and cetus, meaning large sea creature. As explained by this choice of name, black sea devilfish are of pitch black color, including on the inside of their mouth. In the deep dark waters that are its natural habitat, and where sunlight never reaches,
they are pretty goofy looking. I'm not gonna disagree there. They're goofy looking fish. The deep sea fish are all kind of weird looking. Pressure does weird things to an animal. I was literally just thinking this exact same thing. I love the little freaky freaks, right, Dee? They're so cute. The Monterey Bay Aquarium has various continuous live feeds of their animals, like a couple of different kinds of jellyfish and some otters. Yeah, the Shed Aquarium in Chicago has that too. They also have beluga whales, which is wild. I didn't know that beluga whales were kept outside of like marine parks, but there's a little pod of them.
Conic bioluminescent antenna of the black sea devilfish acts as a lure and a fishing rod that attracts its prey, such as smaller fish and crustaceans. Nonetheless, their highly distensible stomachs also allow them to swallow prey larger than themselves. The bioluminescence is only present in female specimen, and is produced by symbiotic bacteria, which are different in each species.
It's been a minute. Puck and I actually did an episode of Truth Wanted together a long time ago. This type of fish is why I'm not interested in scuba diving. Yeah, you wouldn't want it to bite you, but it's tiny. It's only like a little bitty guy. Well, let's see. This is like talking about
there, in the dark depths of the ocean, one of the world's
AI
most
voice.
mysterious fish
Ew.
made an unexpected appearance. And this might be one of the rarest discoveries in marine biology in recent years. Recently, a team of biologists from the NGO CrypticCorner, known for their work with sharks and rays in the Canary Islands, managed to capture something that few scientists have ever witnessed, an unprecedented video of this fish. If that doesn't sound
the video we just
impressive at
watched.
first, keep in mind, this is an animal that lives at depths between 200 and 2,000 meters, 650 to 6,500 feet, where sunlight never reaches.
That's
and where
not.
the
That's
pressure
a
would
that's a whale shark.
crush any ordinary diver. Seeing it at the surface, caught on camera in broad daylight, is a remarkable achievement for science. If simply spotting this fish is already rare, its appearance and behavior are even more fascinating. The Melanocetus johnsoni, commonly known as the black sea devil, looks like something straight out of a nightmare. Its scientific name, Melanocetus, literally
Means black head. It does not mean black sea monster. Cetus means head. That's whales or cetaceans are known for their heads, right?
Black sea monster, and it's easy to see why. With its dark skin and a mouth full of razor-sharp teeth.
The closer to say that it means black whale. I like this this fringy dude though. Look how fringy he is.
Skin and a mouth full of razor-sharp teeth.
That's not a black sea devil, I don't think. Not without it.
If it looks familiar, it's probably because it was immortalized in film. The black sea devil became world famous in Finding Nemo, where an animated version of the species tries to devour Marlin and Dory in a memorable scene.
Swim.
But its most striking feature is the bioluminescent
If Marlin and Dory really went down that deep, though, they'd get crushed and they'd freeze.
lure on its forehead.
Are you serious? Lasai.
Structure called the Elysium emits an eerie glow that attracts prey right into its mouth, a necessary trick to survive in the pitch-black depths of the ocean where food is scarce. But if this fish is so perfectly adapted to deep waters, what was it doing so close to the surface? Most black sea devil specimens that have ever been found were already dead, either brought to the surface by ocean currents or accidentally caught in fishing nets. Seeing one of these animals alive and in its natural habitat is already extremely rare. But what makes this footage even more special is that this is only the second time in history that a live black sea devil has ever been filmed. And even more astonishing, this is the first time it has ever been recorded.
Why
in
did that cut so fast?
broad daylight. If you think about it, it's like an animal that lives deep in an untouched, dense forest suddenly appearing in the middle of a bustling city.
No.
Naturally.
So the biggest migration of any animals ever happens every single day. And it's a vertical migration from the depths where these guys are mostly found, way down low, up the water column to the closer to the surface, right? As it gets dark, as the sun goes down, right? It's the biggest migration in the world. It happens every day. And these guys make it too. Just they do stay in the deeper regions, but they make that migration too because their food migrates.
This footage has caused a stir among scientists and marine life enthusiasts. If such a reclusive creature was spotted so close to the surface, it might indicate that something unusual is happening in the oceans. And this isn't the first time a deep-sea fish has appeared in an unusual way. Throughout history...
Like there was recently that, not too recently, but within the last few decades, there was the giant squid that appeared in the harbor in Japan. And a lot of times it's like, oh, there's going to be a tsunami or something, but pollution could also cause them to migrate away.
There have been multiple cases of abyssal creatures showing up before catastrophic events like earthquakes and tsunamis, which brings up an inevitable question. Could the Black Sea Devil be an omen, just like the infamous doomsday fish? Throughout history, certain animals have gained a reputation for supposedly predicting major disasters. And among deep-sea dwellers, none have a more eerie reputation than the oarfish.
Yeah.
This creature, also known as
how much are you going to focus on the oarfish,
is
though?
One of the longest bony fish on the planet, growing over 36 feet, 11 meters in length.
Because oarfish deserves its own video.
Some of the main theories include sensitivity to seismic waves. Before an earthquake, there is an increase in the release of tension between tectonic plates, which can generate small seismic waves. Humans don't notice them, but they might affect fish. Changes in underwater pressure.
Piezoelectric pulses, too.
When a geological fault shifts, it can alter water pressure.
It was Who's Your Buddy who gave you the gift membership, Puck. Thank you, Who's Your Buddy.
Release gases like methane or carbon dioxide. These changes could impact deep-sea animals' physiology, disorienting them and forcing them to surface. Electromagnetic fields. Studies suggest that some marine animals can detect variations in the Earth's electromagnetic field, something that might happen before a major quake. If true, these fish could be reacting to something we still can't measure directly. Now we return to the central question. If
yes, Cthulhu, or Dagon, I'm not picky. Something needs to rise from the sea and just smite humanity. It seems like just that we're there. We're at that point in history.
Have been linked to earthquakes before, could the Black Sea Devil be sending us the same warning? The Black Sea Devil inhabits the same deep-sea regions as the oarfish, and its sudden appearance near the surface could signal changes in ocean conditions.
Pretty sure they said it died shortly after, too, though. So my thoughts on that is like a giant squid. They'll come to the surface to die, too. I think they have trouble, like something happens to them where they have trouble maintaining their buoyancy in the depths, since they just kind of float up. Like the way this guy's swimming is so weird too. Like he's swimming straight up.
And this leads to the big question many people are asking. Was this just an isolated incident, or a warning of something bigger? Given everything we've seen, the history of deep-sea fish appearing before earthquakes, the scientific explanations for this behavior, and the rarity of the Black Sea Devil surfacing, an inevitable question arises. Should people living near the sighting area be concerned? The answer isn't so simple. While there is an intriguing pattern between these animals and seismic events, science has yet to confirm a direct and consistent link. One important detail is that the footage of the fish was taken on January 26th, but wasn't released until February 5th. In other words, several days had already passed since the animal was seen. If an earthquake were imminent, it would be expected to occur shortly after the sighting, just as has happened in previous cases with oarfish.
Was there an earthquake?
So far, no major catastrophes have been reported in the region where the Black Sea Devil was filmed.
So
this could indicate that its appearance was just an isolated event and not a sign of an impending disaster.
Could have been sick or injured.
But does that mean we should ignore what happened? Definitely not. Even if the Black Sea Devil sighting isn't directly linked to an earthquake or tsunami, it could be a symptom of something bigger, an environmental shift in the oceans that we don't yet fully understand. And this brings us to the next big question. Why would a fish that lives more than 2,000 meters, 6,500 feet deep, suddenly show up so close to the surface? Well, the first explanation could be something purely natural. It's possible that this fish was injured or sick, which
swim bladder problems
compromised its ability to swim normally and caused it to be carried by currents into an area where it would never be on its own. This isn't uncommon in the marine world. Weak or sick animals often get pushed into regions where they can't survive for long. Another possibility is that it was fleeing from a larger predator. In extreme situations, fish can swim, desperately to escape imminent danger, and this could have driven the Black Sea Devil into an area where it wasn't supposed to be. But this raises a question. What could be hunting a deep-sea predator? There's also a chance that changes in ocean currents influence this unusual behavior. Events like El Niño and La Niña can
really trying to make it something that's not there. Ooh, what if?
Significantly alter ocean temperatures and water flow, directly affecting marine
I love lava snails. They have the iron in their shells. That's so cool. Yeah. It's because the hydrokinesis guy was fucking with the ocean and drove the fish to the wrong area. Yeah, we just watched him do it. We know why that deep sea angler was up.
Systems. And when an animal's habitat changes, so does its behavior. But if none of these hypotheses seem convincing, we need to consider another possibility: the impact of human activity on the oceans. The seas are undergoing drastic transformations, and there is growing concern that we are directly interfering with the balance of marine ecosystems, even in the most remote depths.
They were past the point of concern there.
Global warming, for example, has been altering deep-sea water temperatures, which may be forcing these animals to search for new areas to survive. And that's not all. Ocean pollution is a problem that affects even the most hidden creatures of the abyssal depths. Microplastics, toxic chemicals, and oil spills are accumulating in places we never imagined they could reach.
Everything's chock full of microplastics now.
Exposed to harmful substances, its body may have been affected, leading to disoriented behavior. Additionally, there's another rarely discussed but extremely concerning issue: underwater noise caused by human activities. Military tests, oil exploration, and even heavy ship traffic can generate low-frequency sound waves that travel for thousands of miles underwater. And for creatures that live in total darkness, sound is one of the most crucial ways to perceive their surroundings.
Really fucks with the whales.
If this fish was exposed to intense sound frequencies, it may have become disoriented and swum somewhere it shouldn't have. Whether due to natural causes or human influence, the fact that this fish appeared outside its natural habitat raises a much bigger question: what is happening to our oceans? And that is the final reflection we need to consider. Perhaps the most important question we should be asking isn't just, why did this fish appear at the surface? But rather, what does this tell us about the state of the oceans? Whether it's a sign of an impending seismic event, a reflection of climate change, or simply a random occurrence, the truth is that we are witnessing something rare and intriguing, something that makes us question what is really happening in the depths of the sea. Throughout history, the oceans have always been a mystery to humanity. Deep-sea creatures like the oarfish, and now...
Let's talk about the weird mating habits of this fish, though, the reproductive habits.
And it seems the deeper down you go, the stranger animals become. And this is even more true when looking specifically at oceans, with some of the creatures down there being alien enough to inspire movies, including animated ones like Nemo, which, if you have watched, will surely recognize this monstrosity. This is an anglerfish, and unbeknownst to most, it can be found nearly worldwide. And unfortunately for those with thalassophobia, there's not just one species roaming about, but rather more than 200 species, as any fish belonging to the order Lophiformes is considered an anglerfish. This group is characterized by generally nightmarish appearances,
this one.
And more importantly,
she's like a prom queen.
Luminescent fin rays that they can turn on and off and use to lure unsuspecting fish to their doom. To achieve such a wondrous biological feat, it turns out that these anglerfish essentially bond with bacteria floating in the murky depths. Research has found that they even take this partnership one step further. As like Venom in Spider-Man, anglerfish and its bacteria have a symbiotic relationship, whereby each relies on the other.
That kind of looks like Venom too.
Bacteria literally changing genetics to better fit the needs of the anglerfish, with some studies finding that anglerfish-bound bacteria have genomes 50% smaller than those seen in their free-floating cousins. And such a bizarre adaptation is really just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to anglerfish weirdness, as they possess an array of features rarely seen elsewhere. For starters, anglerfish found on the seafloor tend to have odd body proportions, being extremely round in width but very thin in height, making them a kind of biological pancake. while those found closer to the surface are flattened sideways, being tall yet narrow. Other oddities include...
that's just fish in general, though.
Skin so fragile it can be peeled by hand, depressed teeth that allow fish to guide unknowingly straight into their stomachs, and the ability to swallow prey twice the size of their entire bodies, thanks to flexible bones and stomachs that can be safely distended to grotesque proportions. However, hold on to your seats, because the strangest part of the anglerfish has nothing to do with any of these facts, but instead in the way which they reproduce. Fortunately for your sanity...
It almost sounds like Halloween soundtrack playing in the background.
Anglerfish have disturbing mating practices, but some, like the deep-sea anglerfish, are bound to fuel your nightmares, as they utilize parasites to make babies.
Ooh, here we go.
You're probably wondering, how on earth do parasites even fit into this equation? And the answer is kind of confusing, as the parasites are, drumroll please, the male anglerfish. Yes, male anglerfish can be parasites. And to not confuse anyone on this whole process, it's best to start at the very beginning, with the deep-sea anglerfish's habitat. These guys live in the murky depths of the Atlantic and Antarctic oceans, sometimes being found as deep as 4,400 meters.
Do you want a delicious biologic pancake better than Ember? Nom nom nom.
Or 14,436 feet.
I think we could all benefit from having bioluminescent symbiotes. Like, maybe in the palm of my hand, so I can, like, light the room up to guide myself through the dark. Boom. Boom. Yeah, I want to do that.
Equivalent to 47 statues of liberties stacked on top of one another. At this depth, the pressure is equivalent to 430 atmospheres, meaning that if you were to suddenly experience this amount of pressure, you'd instantly implode. So to say the least, the anglerfish inhabits a brutal environment, which results in their numbers being few and far between, with various locations typically only having a couple anglerfish, making the possibility of finding a mate near impossible. To compensate, male anglerfish have quote-unquote invested their adaptation points into becoming expert lady trackers. They have highly developed large eyes and sensitive olfactory organs that help them detect scents and light within the water. This has allowed them to solve the problem of finding females in such
they have no lures, notice that?
Hospitable environment. However, as a trade-off for these potent organs, the male anglerfish have become in many ways useless and incredibly vulnerable, being smaller than their female counterparts, and not just a bit smaller, but in some scenarios over 500,000 times smaller by weight. If this was applied to humans, then girls would on average weigh more than 3 times the Eiffel Tower. And along with extreme sexual dimorphism, males also suffer from ineffective, underdeveloped jaws that make catching prey impossible. Meanwhile, their gonads are further unmatured, meaning they never fully grow and are basically doomed from the get-go. Unless, that is, they can find a female. Because they, on the other hand, are far from defenseless, and have the resources and tools the male lacks. So how does a male anglerfish benefit from this quote-unquote beacon of light? Well, once it finds a female, it literally fuses its body to her, essentially forcing the two to become one.
Neat.
This odd method starts with the male biting and latching on to a larger female, where it then releases a special enzyme that melts the female's skin down to the blood vessel level, allowing the two to completely connect. This results in the male being able to receive nutrients from the female's hunting efforts, in return for him providing sperm, and thus preventing his demise and ensuring that he matures.
But he can never let go.
What's also crazy is that multiple males can be attached to just one female, with some species having up to 8 males bonded per female.
That's nuts.
So on the bright side, they'll always have good company. However, it's not all fun and games for the males, since as he spends more time as a parasite relying on his Princess Charming, he slowly atrophies and disintegrates, with unused body parts like eyes, fins, and even some internal organs being the first to go. In the end, he's reduced to essentially being just one giant testicle, doing nothing else than providing the female with sperm when she is ready to mate. Now that you know how anglerfish reproduce, it's time to go outside and touch some grass. If you found this episode interesting, you'll probably enjoy our episode on the freshwater snail, which as it turns out, is the 3rd deadliest animal in the entire world. Not something you were expecting from the French's favorite meal,
I liked this
were you?
channel.
And like all...
This is Living Zoo. Okay. Got something on the frilled shark. Camels. Ooh, Cavefish. Yeah, this is an interesting channel. I'm gonna subscribe and turn on the bell because I liked you, bud. Thank you for telling me. If you like this channel, it's Living Zoo at Living Zoo at YouTube. So yeah, check it out. All right, so I'm gonna end Bree's bestiary right there. I hope you all enjoyed learning about the black devilfish or the deep sea anglers. A little bit more about anglers in general too. So hopefully you all enjoyed that and that you'll want to come back next week, because next week's animal I already have scheduled. Let me see, and it is the three-toed sloth. So you're going to learn about three-toed sloths next week. And then after that, we got red wolves. But yeah, so keep coming back if you like this. Today, well, depending on where you are, it could be tonight. Today we looked at pale crawlers, a cryptid or a alien or a demon. We don't know. Some kind of creepy crawly. We looked at learning how to do hydrokinesis. And then we tackled this deep sea angler. So I hope you had fun. This is what you can come to expect from Live from the Hive every Saturday morning. So hope you all keep coming back. I really appreciate everybody. Actually, let me make sure that I got this redirected into Ben's stream. And hopefully to the right one. Because Ben dual streams. Let's see. Let's see. Is that the right one? Everything you know about abortion is wrong. I think that's the right one. Let me make sure.
Because something is processed doesn't mean it's bad.
Oh. All right. Live. Make sure that's the right one. Okay. It looks like it's the right one. Okay. So I'm going to send everybody on over to Ben's. Let him know it's a Hive raid. Give a shout out. And as I always say at the end of this little program, please remember to be kind and take care. And we will see you next time.
Yo, VIPs, let's wick it. Alright, stop, collaborating, listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the light. I glow to the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chomp like a candle. Dance, bum rush, speaking that boom. Killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Dead bed. When I play an old melody, anything less than the best is a felony. Love it or leave it. Better gain weight. Better hit bulls like the kid don't play. If it was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while DJ revolves it. Ice, baby. Vanilla ice, baby. Vanilla ice, baby. Vanilla ice, baby. Well, now that the party is jumping with the bass kicked in and the Vegas are pumping, quick to the point, no faking, cooking MCs like a pound of bacon, burning them. I'm not quick and nimble. Go crazy when I hear a cymbal. A hot top with a blue cup gimbo on a roll. Time to go solo, rolling in my 5.0. Rack top down when my hair can blow. Girl is on standby, waving just to say hi. Did you stop? No, I just drove. I kept on pursuing to the next stop, busting left. Headed in the next block was dead. Yo, I continue to A1A. Beachfront Avenue. Girls were hot, wearing less than bikinis. Rock man lovers driving Lamborghinis. Jealous, cause I'm out hitting my shade with a gauge of vanilla with a 9 ready for the jumps on the wall. Jumps at the deal cause I'm full of 8-bomb gunshots. Ranged out out like a bell. Grabbed my 9, all I heard was shells falling on the concrete. Real fast, jumped in the car, stand on the gas, bumper to bumper, avenues packed. Try to get away before the jackers, police on the scene, know what I mean? They passed me up and running on the dope beat. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while DJ revolves it. Ice, ice, baby, vanilla ice, ice, baby, vanilla ice, ice, baby, vanilla ice, ice, baby. Well, take it cause I'm a lyrical poet. Miami's on the scene in case you didn't know it. My town created all the bass sound enough to shake and kick holes in the ground. My style's like a chemical spill. Feasible rhymes, taking vision and feel. Conducted and formed is a hell of a concept. We make it hype. You wanna step with this? Shape lays on the fade, slice like a ninja cut, like a razor blade so fast. Other features say, damn, if a rhyme was a drug, I'd sell it by the gram. Keep a composure when it's time to get loose. Meditize by the mic while I kick my juice. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while TV revolves it. Ice, ice, baby, vanilla ice, ice, baby, vanilla ice, ice, baby.